And
This pet chaos everywhere.
hello.
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 How is it going, everybody? Oh, Dodgy is here. Let me turn on her thing. Hello. Welcome in, everyone, to episode 25 of Sunforged. How are we all? We doing good?
Great.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Yeah. Sam is here. He's just AFK at the moment. I'm sure he'll be back in a second or two. But we can get started with the intro and everything without him. That is fine.
What if he has something to shout out? Should we just wait?
No, he misses opportunity. Okay. I know how much he loves that shout out in particular, so you have to save it until the next one. Talking of which, does anyone have anything they would like to shout out? Thanks, RG. Good idea.
I got you.
And it's a resounding no. So let's who wants to get started with some Dungeons and Dragons? Well, Sunflower's eyes.
Please.
Shall we dive into some D&D and continue where we left off? And move you guys over to my screen and get this on. And okay.
Roll on roll 20.
So, rumor has it, the six of you, I should say, all had just journeyed down to Marigold with the intention of searching for the vault within the depths of the city. The city itself is sprawling, probably unlike most of you had ever seen before, a capital of this region of all weathers. You found yourselves camping somewhat close, meeting someone from within a card from one of the decks of many things, and journey down towards the town, or the outskirts, the towns around the city itself. You learned that to get into the city, one would need a sponsor or a pass, be it temporary or permanent, and these can take a long time, maybe weeks or even moons to get to you. But there might be other ways to get a pass to get into the city. Tournaments on the outside, challenges, or maybe more nefarious means. You decided to head down into the Seed, and within the realm of the Seed, you found out about a tournament called the Tournament of the Small, a play on words for the Tournament of the Tall within the city's reaches. Signing yourselves up for that, in groups of 2, you'd go into that, which I will ask you soon which groups of 2 you set up. You decided to then head a little southwest, towards the shadier portion of the outskirt towns, known as Little Petal. And we left off with you guys journeying towards Little Petal. So.
Was that the plan?
I was just waiting for Dodger to be like,
eat first.
we were
we weren't going to Little
We
Petal.
were gonna go to
Sorry.
Hummingway first.
Then I
was
forgot.
though-
You're going to.
There was a
out
real-
of character. We gotta get to Little Petal.
Okay.
but
Yeah.
We gotta go to
none
Little
of us
Petal.
are
You're
really
going to
shaking
Hummingbird first.
There is
okay,
a very
sorry.
strong
We should
rumor
go to Little
that we
Petal
are
after
headed towards
Hummingway.
Little.
Lots of people think we're going to Little Petal.
There's a lot of rumors.
It was said a
flying
lot of
around
times
about
at the
us.
end.
It would be
we
fair to assume that
should.
that will happen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Characters
it's
haven't done
not
that yet.
wasted prep. So,
No.
Guys, I just nearly watched my sister die in real time.
No, was it a goose?
What?
Yeah, it was a goose.
Was
Oh
it?
my
See,
Oh, no.
God.
I had like a blood curdling scream.
I
And,
heard
like,
that too, and I was like, "What the fuck was
So I
that?"
Oh
ran
my
outside, and my sister was like trapped in the goose pen. She was like cornered, and he was like going fucking ham, like trying to get. She was just like screaming for help.
Oh my God.
she needs a shotgun. You guys all
every
need to
time
be
she-
armed now.
Every time she turned around to get out the pen, he would attack.
Dude.
She couldn't like.
Wait,
break eye
don't you want to go
contact.
visit?
Like you guys,
He was just like there, like
documented
having her
multiple attacks.
cornered, and she was just like.
holy shit. That's
Sam's sister
terrifying.
is unhinged. She's like, "I can't wait for these geese to have babies, so we have more geese." And we're like, "What do you mean?"
No.
Wait, ask her again later though. Next time you see her, if that's still
Yeah,
true.
I don't know if that's still the case.
I guess worse, she ate it this morning.
Oh, yeah, she ate one of their eggs, but
She was really hungry and like didn't want to wait to see if it was a real egg, so she just ate it.
Just went for it.
Oh.
And
my
then she
God.
wonders why she got attacked tonight when she was
They
like,
know.
"Yeah,
They fucking know,
They
man.
remembered,
They know. They
goddamn.
can smell
fucking
it.
remember, dude.
Holy shit. You were right. Sam did have something to shout out.
Yeah, see,
Um,
I
there
said
you
we
go.
should wait.
Okay, so wrong way. You were heading northeast then, or north really, direct north to Hummingway. Your groups of 2 for the tournament entry.
Oh yeah.
What would you have entered in as?
Guess.
We
Yeah,
talked.
why
Yeah,
don't-
let's make a DM.
Yeah, let's see if you can figure it
We
out.
did talk about this. Let's see
We
if
did.
you. If
We
you
all know who
even
our partners
can.
are.
He's just
All
guys.
right.
He's just reading the group chat. I can see that.
No, I'm
Scrolling
genuinely
really
not.
fast.
I'm genuinely not.
Who do you think?
I would
if you
imagine.
would pair us all together,
Mhm.
Yeah.
what would you do?
But think like we would.
Think like we would.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You'd think like we
Um,
would anyway.
We'll be able to tell if you didn't think like we would.
Yeah, I think, yeah, okay. So we got our frontliners. We've got V and Morgaine at the very least. Maybe Desmond could be included in that because of his high AC. So I'd imagine you'd want to split up your frontliners and your supporters, right? So you'd probably want to throw V in with, I would say, someone like maybe. Okay, I'm gonna say Morgaine would go with Indrasa because you've got a kind of a strong frontliner with someone who's going to stand far back from that. I think Carlisle would probably be good to go in with someone like Desmond because he's not a total frontliner, so therefore you'd be healing that. And then V would tack for the support of the Bardic Inspiration.
Holy moly.
You said it's slow to scroll. You scrolled.
I didn't scroll. I promise I didn't scroll. Did I get it right? I did not read it. I
You got
swear to
it
God.
right, yeah.
There you go. See, I know you
Spot on.
guys. I pay attention to you guys. Dan, that was.
I expected you to say, "Yeah, I'm putting the Cowboys together," but yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking about front lines and shit. We look good as a
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
fair enough. Fair
Like
enough. Yeah,
aesthetically.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are the most aesthetic
Look,
groups
we
that we
still-
can put
Yeah,
together?
okay, fair enough.
This is a
Fair
bit for
enough.
the tournament kind of thing.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, well, so after having set up your groups, you head northward towards Hummingway. Hummingway being the marketplace portion of the outskirts of the city. By the time you start kind of wandering the dirt tracks that would lead up the way, you'd see all of the different fields filled with trees and plants, growth of fruits, everything. Any produce they can make to keep the city running is kind of grown out here between the southern portions of the outskirts. But as soon as you get past those fields and get past the farmer's land, you start to see the outreach of Hummingway. A larger town on the outskirts, Hummingway is home to shops, small ones, because for the most part, it's merchant tents and marketplaces. The open areas, which might have contained fields at some point, or at least used fields for livestock or crops, are now filled with probably over 100, well over 100 different tents set up with vendors all across it, selling anywhere from cloth and different linens and different threads down to every bit of food you can guess. Anyone that can kind of, for the most part, merchants that come in towards Marigold will stopping at Hummingway because they can't get into the city itself without a pass. Only the better or more esteemed merchants will get past this point. So this is a great place for all of the merchants to kind of come together and build up a sort of a commerce section of the outer towns. Going through the dirt path and leading your way onto the main road, you'd see the hundreds of marketplaces, the shouting in the streets and people kind of calling out to sell their wares, shouting over one another. Other notable places here, you'd find there's an inn named the Humming Hole, which you'd be able to head towards if you so wish. But the other thing around here as well is there are a considerable amount coming from each of the trees of hummingbirds. To a point where it wouldn't go a few minutes before each of you has at least seen one or heard one. There are hundreds in the air. They flock together. They mate. They kind of coalesce in the air and kind of fly around in circles around, constantly kind of coming down curiously to look at the new people and at the new wares. Some people shouting at them to scare them off away from their goods. Some people just kind of welcome them in and allow them to land wherever they wish. Hummingway, appropriately named after the birds that take over. Where would you like to go as a group?
We want to find somewhere to eat. I believe
Okay.
that's the plan.
So your options are rather go down, just grab random street foods, or head into the inn and get kind of a bit more of a hearty
I was
meal.
gonna say, is there also an, because I assume we're
Yes.
gonna want to sleep
Mhm.
here, so
Probably, right?
Yeah.
it might
can
just
tell you-
make
I can
sense
tell you
to
there's
go about
inns,
an inn at the same time.
Yeah, there'll be an inn at least like every one of the outskirts.
Ooh, I
towns.
really
Oh,
wonder what
let's
that
stay
little
in
Petal
Petal.
Inn is.
So you,
That'll be
you
safe.
don't
It's a
have
fucking shack. It's just like that's it.
For us, it'll be
Exactly.
plenty safe. I'm not worried.
you can
Yeah.
stay at various rooms across the thing. But if you want to choose Hummingway, then yeah, you would see this quite old-fashioned kind of old brick and moss grown over it. Clearly, kind of built from one of the first portions of the outer skirts of these towns. This is a very old building. It looks like a converted farm. So you kind of got this cottage-like building that's kind of been built out. You see the swinging sign of the humming hole. Hummingbirds all rest on a tree that's grown around and kind of almost grown against the building itself. And you can see that they cover that. It's kind of the place where the most of them go. So you can hear the buzzing of them as they go around. But you'd be able to go inside. You'd see it's pretty busy with different merchants who have come in to sit down and stretch their legs after long hauls. People constantly queuing up to get rooms. This seems like one of the busiest inns that you've seen. Most of the tables are already taken up. You hear the kind of chatter in the tavern itself, and you can hear people kind of talking and chatting. You can hear music being played in the corner, which kind of gets drowned out by just the amount of talking and chatter in the room. Are you looking to just find yourself a table first? Are you going to order some food, go to the bar, sit around the bar, get drinks there? It's up to you.
Table, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It'd probably take you a little while before you'd find a table. You'd have to do that kind of thing where you have to be like, over here, look, we found one here. And kind of push around, ask to borrow chairs from other tables, which have pulled them away. It's very compact. It's like going to kind of a pub on a night out. You find yourselves in like a little corner of the room or wherever you'd like to sit. If you want to sit in the center or in the corner, it's up to you. But you'd probably be able to squeeze in, borrow a couple of chairs. The table's probably not big enough for everyone unless you kind of push in together, having got kind of one of the smaller ones. But yeah, you'd be able to sit down and kind of get comfortable around the chairs. They don't have waiters or anyone like that to come around. Someone would have to go up and kind of order the food to your table. But you get comfortably set down inside the inn.
He's nice.
Yeah, it's a little crowded, but it's nice.
Nobody comes round.
No, it doesn't look like it, no.
Oh. Right.
Look, if everyone has an idea of what kind of thing they want, I can just go up and get an order put in, I guess.
Are there? I assume there aren't like menus.
I
No
was
menus.
looking
There's
around
no-
for menus while he's saying this
You've got
to you guys.
you've got candles on the table, but there's no cutlery, no menus. There's a few mugs which probably need to be cleaned up. It does look like this place is extremely busy, so they take a while to get.
What
to
are
the
other
table.
people eating?
Yeah, go ahead and do a perception check.
Yeah,
I bet there's a stew.
there
Been
usually
cooking all
is.
day.
Yeah, one of those forever stews,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
16.
16, you'd
Can
be
I
able to
provide
peer.
help?
You can help, sure. You could like point out to look to different tables. Go ahead, roll again.
I roll again.
Yeah,
That guy
yeah.
has nachos.
Take the advantage.
Nope.
16. So,
What do you mean? There's nothing even at that table.
Oh, that's just dirty plates. So.
There is a huge variety of foods being eaten across different tables. Some of them are harder to make out. You can get yourself a big platter of cheeses and biscuits and whatnot. If you want to get kind of a charcuterie board, there are those. There are stews, of course, but you can see at least 3 different types. There's one which is kind of an orangey color. There's another one which almost creates like a foam on the top. And you can see as people are eating it, they wait for this foam to build up and then just eat the foam. And then one which is your kind of typical stew, which is meats, and you can see bones in it as well, and kind of just a bigger broth. served with like bread. There's different types of bread. You can see almost like tiger bread. You can see these kind of loathed slices. You can see a kind of a more kind of far crustier, overcooked kind of staler bread that dwarves like to eat, along with so many varieties of ales and stouts. You can also see, among other foods, you'd see people are buying skewers. They're buying slabs of meat, which have almost this kind of crustacean on the top, kind of like a surf and turf, but instead of having shrimp or prawns on there, you can see these almost like a calamari looking kind of fish on top. Other than that, you can see people are buying kind of fruit, roasted fruits, and kind of a fruit salad bowl. You can see general salads as well, which are served on the side. It does seem like this place is filled to the brim with varieties of food. You could pretty much go up to the bar by the looks of things and kind of just order whatever you fancy. Eggs, bacon, all sorts.
Oh.
Or if you want to just go weird with it and just say surprise, you can as well.
That seems like fun.
Yeah.
What if it's something that you can't stand?
Well, then you choose a specific drink, so at least you can drink something you like.
I will eat anything.
Yeah, you stay up in the north long enough, you will eat anything. So,
Oh. Well, the foam thing looks interesting. The foamy... I guess I'll try one of those. Maybe some sort of red wine.
so that's one foam
Right.
thing, two anything.
If it's terrible, though, I'm sending it back and I'll get a charcuterie platter or something instead.
I'll do a surprise.
Surprise.
Three surprises. One foam. Carla's taking a little. He's got a little list going.
He whips out like a little doctor's like RX pad. He's like,
He writes it all in
Defco,
shorthand and
Carla.
then hands it to them.
So,
Desmond Morgaine, do you have Desmond? Do you want like the fanciest drink they got to?
Give me whatever
hold?
looks best. Yeah.
All right, whatever looks the best.
okay.
wait, did anybody describe what kind of food they have to Morgaine? Otherwise, she's just sitting there like, I don't even know what they have.
Yeah, I think if we were looking
Describe
around, we would have been talking about what the
Yeah,
options
yeah.
were, you know?
We're going to just say, I'll take something edible.
And something edible. I'm just gonna put that in as a surprise thing.
Surprise. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's 4 surprise, 1 foam, 1 whatever looks the best. All right, get some.
And a beer, I assume, for Morgaine.
And a beer.
An ale or a stout. What would you prefer?
An ale.
Okay. Okay.
Carlisle will go up.
All right. You go up to the bar. You have to kind of squeeze in, and you'd see the person behind it who kind of pushes along, taking kind of orders from people beside you. See someone who arrives later than you and kind of pushes there and goes, "Can we get drinks on our table?" and kind of move them along.
Rude.
But you'd see the person behind.
He rushes them.
He just tackles somebody.
The person behind the bar itself has kind of this palish tone to the skin, like almost like pure white, with blackened eyes. Hair comes back as kind of like tightened around the neck and kind of almost comes down like a bob, but like a blondish white hair. They kind of move along serving each person. You see at different points they need to get stuff down at like a bar down the bottom. So they turn into a halfling. You see their body morphs down to halfling. They pull out some drinks. Then they morph their body up into a Goliath to kind of reach across a bugbear to kind of push it across to someone else. And you just see they're constantly changing their form to try to serve each person. They come to you and morph back into their normal form. Hello, what can I get you?
Hey there, can we get one of those foam stews? One of those
Okay, yeah.
one ale. Actually, let's get a round of ale for that table over there.
Round of
There's
ale.
6 of us. Can we get 4 chef surprise, whatever they think is best, and then 1 whatever looks the best.
Sorry, just to go through this again.
Fucking idiot.
Just to go through this again. We'll be with you in a minute. The chef surprise. You've got a a budget in mind? How much you're looking to spend?
Probably not more than 10 or 20 gold for a nice meal. We've been traveling a long way.
Gold, of course. We'll get up a whole. We'll send a bunch of platters of food to you. Okay, kind of write it
We're
down.
coming across that a lot of money where now I'm like already reaching that point. I'm
You
like,
should have
I'm willing
said
to
silver.
toss-
I don't know. Why
know.
you said gold. That's some
Welcome
sucker
to
shit.
Andrasa's life.
It's gonna be a feast.
Carmine wants to treat his friends.
Oh, let's go.
That's very sweet.
It is.
Kind of notes to Angus. And you said whatever looks the best. You mean food or drink or what?
Whatever looks the fanciest for one of my friends over there.
Sure. That will probably be most of the budget if you're okay.
It does not need to taste good. It just needs to look good.
Right. Okay. That would
They can't
be 15
eat,
of the
so
gold.
it's
Is the
more
fanciest thing.
All right, that sounds fine.
5 gold on the foods and everything, then 15 gold on the fanciest.
All right.
Right.
Well worth it.
20 gold.
For my baby boy Desmond, absolutely.
Only the best for
He's
my son.
Child, this is his first time here. Get him
Incredible.
something nice.
Yeah.
You see them kind of head into the band. They're like, okay, we'll bring over the ales right now, and then you'll get the food as it comes. Starts kind of pouring up these ales and moves back around and heads to your table and starts planting them down along with the red wine glass onto the table and kind of fills each of your drinks and then moves on to speak to the chef and get your food ordered. Allowing you to drink and start your kind of drinks along together. Desmond, your drink doesn't come yet.
Oh, it's too fancy.
Oh my god.
But when you about kind of a few minutes go by, and you see her coming out with this tall glass, and it kind of filled in are these each of the colors. Now, for you guys, it's a series of like blue, red, purple, all these different colors, green, orange. Morgaine, you with your detect magic can feel these are the different schools of magic.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
You can see there's energy in each of these. As it's kind of brought out in front of you, you can see this sparkling magic is swirling and kind of coalescing together in the center of it, right in front of you, Desmond. It is a tool, it's like twice the size of a pint glass. It's quite tall, and filled. You see the changeling steps out and goes, "Here you go, one wizard's delight for you, and we'll get the food soon." Heads off inside.
Do we see anyone else there that has one of these? Like, do people notice that it's being brought
Roll a
out?
perception
Wait,
check.
is
Ooh.
it only Desmond's swelling with 5 schools of magic?
It's got
Carla ordered him the fanciest drink they had.
I got 25 looking around for other people that got the
Yeah,
fancy
yeah.
drink.
Like,
the
does
vast
anybody are they like,
majority
oh shit.
do not, but you would see a half-drank one over on a far table, where a kind of a wizard who's in like very nice finery is just sitting next to a merchant who's kind of discussing with, and he's clearly drinking it as a kind of a sign of almost kind of to show off to the merchant he's
A
talking to.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a flex.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can afford this, you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then the food is starting to get prepped. You can.
Well,
talk
Gabe
among
is going to
yourself.
look at the drink, like straight at Desmond's drink and go, "Oh, that's interesting," and then not pound on that at all.
So, is that fancy enough for you?
How would you drink out of this normally? He like holds it way down here and like tries to pretend to, but it's
It's like a yard glass. Like, you're like,
It's so
this
tall.
thing is wild.
maybe like a straw or something.
I don't know.
You have to sit it on the floor to drink with
Oh,
straw.
wait. No, I've got it. Mage hand, right? You just conjure a little hand and it holds it. Maybe Sestina could help you. She might dump
think-
it.
It seems like more of a height issue than a who's holding it issue.
I know, then they could hold it from really far away, right? You know, like when they hold it and it sort of pours from very high up, right? You know, it's like a nice, quiet arc. Do that. Try that. But you can't even drink it anyway.
Oh no, I was just, it was more of a rhetorical situation going on.
What would happen if you tried to drink it, Ken? What would happen?
Points at face with no mouth. There's a.
It does not open.
I don't have no.
She's like kind of like leaning in and looking. Yeah.
Taps.
So I'm just getting your foods for you at the same time. You can talk among yourselves because you see the tables are slowly getting served. It's probably going to take a good half an hour before your table even gets kind of seen to. Maybe even longer. It could even be up to an hour here. But they
I
are
think
pumping
someone
out
else
much
should
food.
try that drink.
Yeah, does someone want to sip?
What is in it? Is it?
I don't know.
I mean, I will say, when describing trying to order the fanciest drink possible, I did tell them that the person holding it would not need to actually.
Can I just
consume
straight
it.
up, matter-of-factly tell them exactly what's in it via schools of magic?
You can indeed. You have abjuration, conjuration, evocation, transmutation, and illusion.
Last time someone
Morgan straight up just says that out loud when you ask what's in it.
Last time someone drank a funny drink, they died from drinking.
That's
All right,
true.
that's all I'm
True.
saying. So
True.
That wasn't hell.
That's why Sam wants someone to
We're
drink this
Hummingway.
now.
Yeah, right.
It also starts with
you-
an H, so be careful.
It's someone else's turn.
The layer in the middle.
Now drink.
You want me to like shake it so it's all mixed into one? You think?
No, like, oh, that might be quite it. I was
Is-
thinking, like, what if you wanted the layer in the middle or something?
Wait,
right? You'd have
are
to...
there
Then you do need a
6
straw.
layers?
No, it's
Five.
they're woven through like this.
Oh,
It's like
are
a
there
slushy,
6 different
almost, where you see the colors like
types.
intermingling.
Oh, okay.
It's 5 different types.
Ah,
I
well,
can't
that
drink.
works
Doesn't matter
because
if
we
there's
can't
Do you
drink
want
it. There you go.
to? Do you want to think about that, Joe, and maybe add a 6?
No, I stuck to my word. Okay, I said 5 things. Also, it's more fun to make you guys
The
choose.
schools
Shut
you gave me,
down.
were they in order?
Yes.
To be fair, one of us literally can't drink it.
Yeah.
yeah,
True.
So only 5 of us would be able to drink it anyway.
I'm down with us trying this drink, considering how much it costs.
Hell yeah.
So, whoever wants to.
Tack visibly leans back.
I don't. I don't really like surprises.
Well, I mean, it's got wizard in the name of the beverage, so.
Is there?
What was the first school?
We could
Abjuration.
go ask that guy how it was. If you guys are.
Yeah, I mean, they seem
Worried.
alive and well. I'm actually perception check to see.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, you can see him sat there, clearly very drunk.
What's he look like?
Very standard, like typical wizard. A graying beard, but it's long, kind of like flowing, almost like Gandalf's beard, but with kind of grey hairs pushing through it. Has his wizard's hat on, but wearing like a long red and kind of white fineries. And you would see this kind of robe, very traditional. He's got his kind of spellbook locked into almost the same way you'd kind of get like a man purse. You've got this kind of spellbook purse, almost like that over his shoulder, which is a bit more fashionable.
Real stereotype wizard, just kind of just sitting in the corner.
Exactly. Drinking his drink. You know, you can see this is a wizard.
Looks.
When I say stereotype in this world, what they are, you'd mostly see that stereotypical look when someone's dressed in more ceremonial garbs, and that's kind of what he's wearing. He's wearing his fineries that you'd wear to like balls or banquets.
Morgan will stand up. I'll do it.
You're going to ask him how he is, or you're going to take a drink?
She's already
both.
reaching for the drink.
Let's go.
Okay.
Sam can't stop himself.
I know, dude.
Are you gonna
One
drink?
more death on the freaking.
He made it. He made it. I have to drink it.
But he's your hater.
I'm not wasting
This
the
is a
energy.
crap.
He is
He's
my
right.
biggest hater, dude. But I
He
have to.
fucking knew it. He
The
made
biggest
it.
hater.
Would be the one to.
The haters make me what I am.
I believe in you. You're going to be fine.
Let's
Carlisle's
go.
right here.
Okay.
Go ahead. Are you drinking the first layer?
I'm drinking the first layer. Yeah.
Okay, abjuration. Can you please go ahead and give me a constitution check, a saving throw, sorry. Let's
Okay.
just to see how hard it hits you.
16.
16. You managed to take back the drink pretty well. You would see as... Let me get up a list here. You fall into this kind of almost slightly very tipsy state to begin with, right? It kicks in pretty quickly. It's a sharp alcohol. Almost is like you've almost done like a shot layer. of the drink, and you would see, or you'd feel, I should say, where's abjuration? Sorry, my page is loading. Okay. You would feel immediately the kind of essence of abjuration seeps into your skin, and you start to become, for a moment, the next minute, your skin almost becomes a little kind of shimmering, like there's a layer over top of it, like when you kind of, that feeling of when you get your hair kind of stands up on itself. You get that feeling, and you realize that your body is kind of almost forming this like slight shield, and it kind of wraps around you. For the next minute, you're under the effect of resistance, as a abjuration spell.
Nice.
We just need to take one of these into the fight with us.
True. Each of
Roll
us,
well
yeah.
on how drunk we are, and then
These tall fucking
Wait,
drinks
just bring it with a long curly straw.
Yeah,
That just,
like a curly straw. Absolutely.
Perfect.
You can't. I mean, technically, you could. I will say,
Do they have to-go cups?
if you fail the con save, you're going to be drunk, and that will come with its own things. So you can do it. But yeah, you drink back the abjuration layer, and you feel this resistance spell go over you.
That's good. That's very good.
And it
tingling.
tastes nice too. It kind of almost tastes like a kind of those fizzy sweets you put in your mouth. You get that, but almost kind of this. They flavor the colors to what you would expect those colors to taste like. So you've almost got this kind of blueberry taste in your mouth at the same time. But alcoholic. It's like an alcoholic shot of it.
Okay.
So it's quite.
is it one of those drinks where, like, when you smell it, you can smell the alcohol?
Yeah, absolutely. It's essentially like
Cleared your sinuses. You're like,
You're like,
it's
oh,
spirits with, instead of a soft drink as a mixer, it is magic as a mixer, essentially.
Old God and iced tea.
all right. Watches Morgaine. Do we see the shimmer? Like, do we see that? Like, is there like a noticeable effect on her?
I would say no. I would say it's a case of it's kind of this.
Yeah.
It is just like a shield that's kind of, it's like a force field almost
Cool.
for a minute.
All right. There's most of it left. Who wants to try some more? Anyone?
Don't be shy.
Well, I drank down to the next school, so.
Oh,
what is the
What's
next
the
school
next
exactly?
Blah.
Conjuration.
Blah.
Necromancy.
There's no necromancy in this one.
oh, well, that can't be so bad. Maybe it'll just. Shoot
Can't be so bad, Indrasa. Why don't you try it?
I just said I don't like risk. Or
I
gambling
know,
or
but you're now
surprises.
at this really exciting point where you want to watch everybody else do it.
Called out.
It's not even really that. It's just that you sort of were like, well, what's the next school?
Well, you know everything there is to know about conjuration, surely.
I
You
mean,
know
if Indrasa
everything.
drinks some, I'll drink some. All right. Well, that's you got to do it first.
Oh, no, dear, that's not how it works. It's peer pressure's not really a thing.
Come
I mean, you can try some if you'd like. But I don't think you
little
understand
sip of it.
exactly
paid-
how much I
it was 15
abhor.
gold, all right?
Well, I'll
Everyone should
give
have
you-
a sip.
15 gold.
This drink was 15 gold.
It's 15 gold.
15 gold.
How much was everything else?
5 gold.
Everything else. I don't understand pricing at all.
Yeah, I usually would not
It
come
sounds like this
across,
drink would have you feeling right at home, Indrasa.
In a what? Conjuring whatever.
In its price
Evoking
range.
whatever. Oh. Oh no, you're right about that, aren't you, dear? She just like is like, oh yeah.
You are afraid to drink it? She's kind of goading.
I think
It's
she
not
is
fear.
No, I can
I
see it.
dislike
It's fear.
I thought you were stronger than this.
Oh, no, I definitely am. That's not what it is at all. It's rather that she's very sincerely trying to explain this. Like, she's not getting the undercurrent at all. So really what it is when you spend all of your time studying, right, and that's all you do, you're very concerned with things that are known.
Drink. Is this a thing
And I
that's...
don't like to
Drink.
know.
Starting up a chant.
Oh, no. Thank you, though, for the offer. I'm good. She just sort of sits back.
You still got more time for your food and drink to come out. Oh, the food to come out still, so you can...
We should probably talk about that tournament and
Yeah.
who's actually going to be going in there with who before we go too much farther.
Excuse me.
The groups of twos definitely makes me nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know how useful I'll be in a setting like that.
What do you mean? You're useful all the time.
Thank you. That's very kind.
It's just true.
If I need to be protected, which means that whoever I'm with has to split their focus. Does that make sense? And depending on what we're up against, I'm concerned that I'll be more of a hindrance than anything.
Won't you be up against 2 other people?
Yes.
Well, so you know what you're up against.
2 other people that could be anything, Morgaine.
No, that's a fair point.
I don't follow.
If I were to be cornered in some way, that would be bad. So,
Do you know shield? Do you have things like that? Do you?
no. Whoever I'm with, I can make stronger. I can give them as much of an edge as I can and try to support from the back. I'm just...
Take V.
Oh, V'll kill him in one go.
V can
Kill,
fight
is
too.
this a fight to the death? What are the rules of this tournament? We should figure that out.
It's not a fight.
think
No,
s-
it can't be a
feel
fight
like
to the death,
this
right? Because the
is-
person
I
we
would
spoke
hope it's
to,
not.
right, they'd fought
the
before,
automaton
right?
warns me it is not a fight to the death when we
You might have to
spoke to him.
hold your slashes then, V. Don't cut them in half in one go.
I'll try.
V, don't you want to be with Carlisle? The 2 of you have been together forever.
I would be happy to fight by your side, Tak. You're no hindrance.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you 2 will do great.
Okay.
I mean, as far as speaking on myself, I am comfortable going in there with anyone, any one of you. So, probably a little bit more effective for me to have someone that can pull a little bit of a distraction for me. A little hard for me to fight one-on-one with someone.
Well, if I'm there, we can make it a
Maybe not
3-on-2, you know?
But,
Right,
aside from that,
the turret, right?
Yeah, I have 2 distractions, me and this little guy. Pulls out
well,
turret.
that's plenty of distraction for me. I'm in.
Neighboring table's like, holy shit, that dude just pulled out a turret.
What is going on in here?
Screaming and running out.
Then that leaves you 2.
It does.
Okay, drink.
Yes.
I feel like this has been asked and answered, dear.
Well, if you want to enter with me, you should drink.
I mean, I don't really want to fight at all, if I'm honest. I feel like I'd like to find out the other ways to get in.
Yeah, suit yourself.
All right.
I'll enter alone.
That seems like a terrible idea.
Why?
I mean,
I
Worst
don't
case, I
understand.
lose.
to be fair, also,
Didn't they say the winner
I'm
gets
pretty
multiple
capable of
tickets?
participating in 2 teams if it comes down to it. I could fill in if it is such an offense that Indrasa will not take a sip of this beverage. I can fill their slot for them quite comfortably on both of those fronts. I'm a short rest healer. I'm fine. Like I can do that. So I'm not worried.
Morgan will slide the drink towards Carlisle.
You want someone to
I
drink
thought
it
that
The
so
deal has been
bad.
struck.
You know what? Down the hatch. All right, I did pay for him. And Carlisle, fuck it, he'll take a sip.
Okay.
Uh,
Can you roll a
oh,
d6
sorry, that
for me?
was- I rolled
Oh,
a
sorry,
20 on my
Constitution save
Constitution check. 13 flat on both sides.
Oh boy.
You would find yourself a bit more tipsy, not quite drunk,
Six.
having just beat the DC. Yeah,
Good
the
job,
food DLC. You beat the DLC by, I keep saying it, DC by
I
1.
just sent him $5 to get past this save.
Yeah. You're, and then you roll a 6. You would feel this kind of build up in your body, which, okay, let me think how to phrase this. That you, as you drink the liquid down and it hits you, you feel this kind of almost buzzing inside of you, and you feel like there's almost like the sparkles, the bubbles came off, and then they've like almost kind of manifested, and they're like flying around inside you, the bubbles. And you've almost become this like human hive or hobgoblin hive, where
That's awful.
you can, as a bonus action in the next minute, cast infestation towards someone, and you basically send out bubble versions of the essentially kind of like flying mites. Mite bubbles.
Oh,
Gross.
Okay.
yucky.
Yeah,
Right now, it's kind of warming.
Nasty.
That's a damaging attack upon someone. I don't think I'm going to use that ability.
The guy that tried to cut in front of you in the line though at the bar.
I was gonna back in his head right now.
You can always tug it at the ground or just let it fade as well. It's not an unwelcome feeling inside of you right now as well. It's kind of this almost like
Okay.
it feels like the same way whiskey kind of warms you. It feels like there's kind of like little tingling sensation at different points in your chest.
Oh. Yeah, that's a unique sensation there.
Is it good? Was it good?
Yeah, I mean it tasted great. Feel like weird feeling, like I ate a bunch of bees or something.
God.
But they don't hurt, if that makes sense.
So they're not stinging
That
you.
sounds
they're sort of
terrible.
buzzing.
It did feel terrible for a couple seconds, but now I've kind of made my peace with the sensation, and it's kind of okay.
Oh goodness. Made peace with the bees.
Well,
They be bumbling, dude.
Sounds lovely.
All right, well, deal struck. All right.
Are we looking to get rooms here? Are we going to have a look around?
I think we were sort of looking to see if that's what we wanted to do, but it might be a bit busy here and a bit far away from what we actually want to be doing.
True. Was there an inn in the seed that we saw?
You would have passed by one. There's an inn in every
Okay.
one of the
Yeah, I mean-
outskirts.
I mean, was there much mechanical or like real purpose even in character to not like how far away is our like
Your
caravan like from here?
About
Like,
an hour out of the city itself.
mm,
You guys are kind of up on a hill.
It's not too bad,
No, it's not
honestly.
too bad.
yeah.
For
I feel like if I
old-timey
was to
adventure
walk,
types
like,
like
all
us.
day, every-
Far away
yeah,
from my
right.
house, I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna buy a hotel tonight.
Right.
You know,
True.
unless I couldn't make that trip.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
whilst you are discussing, all your food starts to kind of get brought out. You would see the person that comes over to serve it is the changeling that was behind the bar. Kind of walks out with pushing this tray along, almost like a kind of a cart filled with the foods on the 2 different levels. Goes, okay, we've got ourselves a Barasol soup. Puts that in front of you, Indrasa. We got grilled ankeg skewers, served with lemon pie and bark, and puts it on the side. You see these kind of long kind of skewers, almost kind of greenish in color, alongside kind of slices of bark from a tree onto the table. Minced giant snail soup with bloodberry pudding, puts that onto the table as well. You get this, she goes, reaches down to the bottom tray, basilisk bites with white spotted cheese, and kind of puts this kind of very spotted, kind of almost bubbling cheese out. With these kind of, what you see is just essentially slabs of rocks on top of it, and there's like a little liquid that's put into a kind of like a the same way you'd put like a drizzling sauce on it. You can see this like liquid poured into there. Warg broth puts this kind of like broth bowl out with some bread kind of served on the side. There's this kind of very fluffy, almost marshmallow like bread. Bones are kind of sticking out of it. You can see like portions of the meat just like coming out of the broth itself. And then finally, a portion of our breakfast special, wind harpy eggs with giant frog legs and gold tomatoes, and puts that over to the side as well. All right, enjoy. And then moves on, leaving all of the foods on the table with you.
Wow.
This all looks really good.
It does.
I can link you the names.
These all seem like things that can be very easily shared across whoever.
Yeah, we should
Yes.
just all share,
Like
right?
family style,
family
right?
Yeah.
Style.
Yeah,
Okay.
like tapas if it was huge.
Yeah.
And let me just send all the names of them to you, but I've just got to count out what they do or what they taste like, etc.
What they do?
Well, how you consume some of them, I
This place
guess.
has a lot of things that do things.
I guess so.
Okay. All right. This is the different foods that are on your table. Yeah, you'd see all the kind of different plates out. Feel free to pick and eat.
I know that I know that me, the person I am in real life, would probably try the basilisk bites first because I'm big into cheese. So I would like to try those. I think Carlisle would go for that.
Some tomato lore. You're a cheese guy.
I'm a cheese guy.
Well, I'll show you because I left one bit on there, but you'd see these putting it over. You'd see these kind of long slices, almost like steak slices, but kind of thinner. Along the side with this kind of white cheese that almost has bubbles coming off of it. The white portions of it like bubbles coming off of this cheese. And it's served with like a little kind of I can't think of the name, like a tiny little kind of bowl to pour your sauce onto, and there's like a liquid in there. A very kind of just clear liquid inside.
Try some. Have some of that.
How would you go about eating it?
That's an interesting thing to ask me, guy without the meal
Yeah,
in front
right.
of him in real life.
So-
I would.
so you've got in front of
use
you-
whatever
Pick it
utensils
up.
maybe I would
Yeah.
provided, and then just
You've got these
maybe
slabs of
see
like
if
rock.
I see anyone else eating this at other tables in case there's some weird way I'm supposed to.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone's like, "Oh my god, I would
you
never
would
eat
you
it like
pick up your
that."
utensils. You can eat the cheese easy, but you'd see the actual slabs on top of the table, on top of the plate, are they are pure rock. They are completely like actually stone. Give me a perception check to see if you see anyone else eating this.
Okay, that is a
My
30.
puppy.
You see someone exactly how to kind of do. You see someone who's like, ordered it, clearly haven't eaten this before. It's not very large portions. You can see it's like slices of this, almost like slightly thicker than bacon. These pieces. You see they get the liquid and they drizzle it on top, and you can see it's a depetrification kind of liquid that causes the stone
Nice.
to mold back into the meat. And you see the meat just
Whoa.
go sizzles and appears, and then you see them get a slice of the cheese and
Sick.
just kind of put it line over on the top, and you just kind of see it bubbling on the top. And you take a bite and sit back very satisfied
That's
by the
so
flavor.
cool.
So you can copy them, do it.
Oh.
I just wanted to see if you would bite into
copy
stone. But yeah, you'd
Doctor,
be
he's
able
not
to.
gonna just bite stone.
Hey, it's food.
He's not a dentist.
Shit, I didn't know this would happen.
So yeah, you copy them exactly. You can kind of see this kind of the cheese enriches the flavor. You can see it almost. If you eat it quickly after pouring it on, you can see it almost kind of comes hot, like it was cooked prior to being petrified, and then it kind of retains that exact heat that it was cooked in, and the flavors kind of imbued into it.
Fuck, dude, I should have eaten more for breakfast today.
I know. I was so hungry.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Next
but
time
you
we need
good to dig
warning,
into
it's going to
that.
be a food episode.
Yeah.
I forgot. Then you guys reminded me. So.
Yeah, you thought we were going to be getting
Yeah.
stabbed as little.
Yeah, you thought it was stab episode.
I was ready to serve you one type of
Then we
food.
were like, no.
Dark broth. You don't ask what's in it. Who else is eating what? What do you want to? You can skip over the food section if you want as well. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
I definitely try the warg broth.
Warg broth. Yeah.
Some of that marshmallow ass bread.
Yeah, you'd get that bread and you.
And I dip it in the broth to answer your
Hell
question of how I would eat it.
That's a good question. A good thing because when you pour it off, you can see it kind of almost does taste like marshmallow. It's got this very very fluffy feel, but as soon as you dip it into the water, it almost hardens and goes crusty on the portions that are soaking. It kind of does the opposite effect to what bread would usually do. It goes harder when it gets wet, and then you can kind of bite into and get this kind of crunch, almost like a crouton.
That sounds awesome.
And yeah,
sounds so
it's
cool.
a good meat broth, or filled with it, hearty, filling, lots of stock in it, and you can kind of almost get pieces of the bones where it's cooked, like slow cooked into that. This is probably their broth that they keep going constantly.
Nice. All day broth.
Mm-hmm. We knew it was going to be here,
I
dude.
know, right? Today we added some potatoes.
Anyone else try
Else do we
anything
have?
else, or are you looking into your rooms?
Um,
Well, are we getting rooms here? I don't think
Question.
we've settled on that.
we could do. It's so close to the seed, right? Close enough, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, I don't know, room here, room seed, or back at camp. Little Petal.
Or little petal.
I mean,
Obvious
see what
See what it's all
Funny.
about. You know?
maybe we should check out Little Petal before we decide.
What if it's amazing?
What if we go there and we're like, yo, these are our people though?
Really nice inn.
Everyone is so nice and
Yeah.
friendly. They're just
Yes.
like, oh, welcome to our tiny little
Yeah.
suburb.
And then Joe looks at the camera and goes, and this is a lesson about classism and the assumptions you make.
That's right. Exactly.
Damn.
Ouch. I don't know. I guess if is this too loud and too busy, or do we care, or do we rather try the seed? Do you want to go back to our camp itself?
But Joe, like, how far into the day are we? Did somebody already ask that?
I'm trying to think. I think you arrived here in the morning, if I remember
Yeah.
right, when you first got here.
I think we left first thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's that late at all. Probably only like 10 in the morning, if that.
Okay. I don't think we need to commit to staying here. I think we can explore a bit more.
Right.
The food here is great, though,
Yeah.
as a point toward it.
Do they have citrus water? We didn't check for that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
How fancy are they?
3 stars on Yelp.
He's just like
Water.
It's a
Arms
one for me
crossed.
if they don't.
It's not that good.
Wait,
He
can
needs
I
to
try
get
the
like a
bloodberry
tiny little
pudding really
notebook
quick? Yeah, exactly.
and start Yelp, but it's Velp.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Keep a record of everything you eat for the adventure.
Yes.
Excuse me.
I want to try the bloodberry pudding. Does it look like blood? Bloody?
It does.
Please tell me it does.
It's
I'm gonna try
very, very
that.
red, and
Please.
it looks like when it gets served, you can see it's thicker. It's kind of almost
Mhm.
like the consistency of like a mousse, and it's but it looks like it's kind of hardened, coagulated blood. And even so much so when you kind of push it into it, it almost looks like you're pulling out kind of blood globules, almost like
Oh
when
my
a
God.
snake venom kind of coagulates it. But
Yeah.
the taste is like sharp at first. And it's like almost going through like a toxic waste sweet almost. It's like the sharp taste and suddenly loads of sweetness kicks in, like a sherbety kind of like finish. Yeah, very tart and then suddenly sweet. Which you can see probably some people, the way they eat it is they kind of eat spoonfuls of the soup and then they bite into that, kind of replacing their palate, and then they go back for it again.
She's gonna, on like a little side plate, like pour the soup and the pudding and just stir it all together.
Nice, yeah.
Like when you have ice cream with chocolate sauce and you're like,
Just mixing it like all together. It's all going to the same place. It's just
Yeah,
food.
yeah, you just mashed it.
Yeah.
Give me, can I get a performance check?
What have I done?
a
Okay.
next check.
Can I get a
Oh my
barf
God.
check from everybody?
Yeah. Performance, you
Yeah.
said. Oh, I'm so good at this.
You will be great.
Natural one.
Okay, yeah,
You
you
are too
would see.
intense.
So you get
Uh-huh.
this. The soup is quite a very watery one, and the pieces of kind of
Okay.
the snails, almost these slimy slices, are kind of put into it, and you can see almost like on the top a film layer of the slime. So when you pour it onto there, you get this kind of reddened slime just pouring all over your plate, with like a slab of just like the snail just goes. All right, and it just kind of looks like this portion of just like snail that's been cut open and kind of formed. And someone on the next table over who looks over curiously, you just see pushes their food aside and just kind of like
Just start a
turns
vomit
away
trend.
from you.
A vomit domino
I've seen if
effect
you'd cause
boys.
someone else to take up the idea of it, but they do the absolute opposite. They push their food away, put off by it. But
Nice.
I mean, to UV, it probably works. It's a
Yeah.
new flavor. It's a new
Yeah.
snail's very salty and chewy. It's like almost like gum for a while before you break it down.
That's
Awesome.
I mean, it's an
Yeah.
acquired taste. Yeah.
It's energy. V is happy.
I eat soup. I look at soup. I
So
eat
your
soup.
soup looks almost like pond water, but
Nice.
on top of it, you can see the foam grows and kind of fills up the kind of top layer. You would have heard from Carlisle someone eating the kind of the soup by that.
Yeah.
You taste that and you get all these kind of like enriched flavors. It's almost like a dietary's like perfect meal because it's light, like you're just eating kind of foam, but the foam is incredibly flavored. And you can every kind of time you scoop it away, you can see more of the foam starts to grow on the surface of the water. And it tastes like there's all different vegetable flavors coming through. It's almost like a Willy Wonka experience where you've kind of got the
Nice.
it goes through like a full meal, but you're just eating the foam on top. And you can see in the pot the water below various vegetables in
Screaming
there.
faces. Oh.
No screaming faces.
You would expect.
But the way it seems like this one has been cooked is you can roll a perception check
All right.
if you're curious about how other people are eating it.
Sure. 17.
17 would be enough. You see that no one touches the water because you're not meant to drink the water. The water is literally something from like an algae, a pond. But you'd see that the way like it's being prepared as well from like your site of the back room is they kind of get the foods and they flavor the water, and the foam is like almost like a growth on top, almost like a fungi that infuses all the flavors from the water and turns it into kind of this foamy taste on top.
Amazing.
Tasty. Poor Desmond can't eat anything, but we tell him what it tastes
I
like.
know.
Brutal campaign to be a warforged.
True.
I've been there.
Yeah. It's fair. Yeah. The choice of where you want to stay or where you want to go next is yours. Unless you want to finish up your meals and whatnot. I kind of tried everything. Mostly, there's a couple of things, but you can bring stuff with you as well. You can package it. They probably won't have to-go boxes, but you know, that's where you guys can come in and pour it into your own containers and whatnot if you ever need to. But mark off that 20 gold if you haven't already, and yeah, you can sit around looking around the inn as different merchants coming in with their guards and ordering foods, all different kind of platters and whatnot. Seems like this place produces a lot of food and earns a lot of money.
Happy for
Good for
them.
them.
Mhm.
Great. Real happy.
Little Petal.
It feels like we have.
It's time.
Here's the thing,
all
though.
roads
Here's the thing,
lead
though.
to Little
Here's the
Petal.
one thing I'm worried about is that Little
ahead.
Petal may get so bad and nasty so fast that we never go back to that tournament because
That's
we just
true.
get.
The tournament's going for a while.
I know, but
That's
what if
Yeah, we
true.
just tell them when we're ready.
What if we get like knocked unconscious by some crazy psycho in Little Petal, and then we get like abducted and we have to fight our way out from like some fucking
Man,
warehouse?
it's
Like, we
called
don't know
Little
what
Petal. It's
Little
such a
Petal is
friendly
like.
name. I think you're.
If Joe creates a situation where we are knocked
Poker face.
unconscious or like put underground for like 2
Look at
weeks,
his face.
I know. I'm just watching his
He
face.
was
as
so
Hunter
ready to
says
walk
this.
us to Little Petal at the beginning of this episode.
That's
Something's
true.
wrong, dude.
bro,
no,
like seriously, truly, he is our biggest hater. Then though,
He is our
He
biggest
is.
hater. I have to be ready to assume we may never come back here again.
No,
Yeah.
I'll give you the
That's
above
true.
board. I remembered you guys being like Little Petal. I was like, oh, I think they're going there next time. So I just put more prep into Little Petal. I don't mind where you go. I've got little bits of prep all over these towns. So feel free to go wherever you like. Maybe you'll get knocked
I
out.
got
But you
prep
can you
everywhere.
get knocked anywhere. Maybe.
What the Okay.
Many of the
Oh my
bullet points of
God.
Little Petal, the craziest parts, can be put anywhere else in this.
Yeah, he's like,
We
oh,
will
you're
be
not going to
knocked
Little Petal?
unconscious no
Guess
matter
what?
where we go.
Yeah.
No,
Now there's
if you don't go to
criminals
Little
here.
Petal, I'll just tear up that page. It doesn't matter to me. It's happened before.
You can
Oh,
get
you-
stabbed anywhere. I'll show
We're
you.
gonna get to Little Petal too. Yes, it'll happen. I'm fine to go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go. Let's go get our
Sure.
organs stolen.
We
at
eat.
Little
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Maybe they
I
just
hate my
take like a
kidney anyway.
You have two. Yeah, you have two.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
fine.
That's totally fine.
Or do we?
Shit.
You
DM, do we all have two kidneys?
Does every single one of
Kidney check.
characters?
Can we get an organ
have
check on all of the races represented in this
Can we
group, please?
specify?
Just double check this before we go to Little Petal, please.
Not everyone here has 2 kidneys. That's I can say that for sure.
I got none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine here. I can't.
Maybe
eat, but they can't
Desmond
sell
comes
my
one
out
of you
organs.
has
with a
3.
kidney. Maybe they give him one.
The more the
Um,
merrier.
Okay, let me see here. So you would slip away from Hummingway and head kind of southward, going around, wrap around the city, passing through the seed and back through where the tournaments were going on, leaving the merchants behind. You eventually catch the glimpse of Little Petal. Larger than its name gives out, this is a small town on the outside. The smallest, probably outside of Rose Crown, of the outer skirts towns. But larger than its name suggests. It has many buildings. It is built, though, below some of the largest portions of the gate, causing a shadow for a lot of the periods of the day to kind of fall short over Little Petal. So it is... when you kind of slightly come around that hill, and you can see it's at the bottom of a basin as well, on the bottom of the hill, you can almost see how it might not be as sought after as other gates because of the fact that it has like a shadowy kind of element to it. It's a little bit more bleak down here. And you'd wander down towards the main road down there. Let me see if I've got music that fits Little Petal a bit better. I don't know if I have a bit of a
Stabbing
shady town
music.
theme. Which one?
Stabbing music.
Stabbing music. Let me see.
Just the
Yes,
most foreboding tune you've ever heard.
You
Music to lose a kidney to.
you would go down toward the main road that kind of leads down towards the gates there. Taller wall as well. You can see where the wall has been built to be about 20 feet taller here as well, to compensate for the hill. And you begin wandering down towards it. Less traveled, less frequented. Some people come down into Little Petal. And it definitely is a poorer section of the outskirts, where houses are kind of pushed together. Some of them are smaller, damaged by weather. And the moment you start kind of walking into the actual town section of it and you're going past people, you can see how the people here, they kind of eye up the strangers who come into town. You see some people kind of sat on the side playing dice or playing card games out in the open, kind of taking in any ray of sunlight they can get down there. And a lot of eyes always kind of just glance at you as you wander into the town. A little bit of a more unsettling feeling, an unwelcome feeling. But quiet in the town area until you get closer to where the main kind of town square is, right in the center of the road where it kind of widens out and separates to kind of go off into all of these different homes. And nearest the tavern, you can see where an almost gallows has been set up. But instead of hanging rope, they've got themselves a tall executioner with a sharpened bladed axe, black hood on, widened kind of half-orc fellow. And you can see where his kind of mouth hole is pushing out the tusks. And stood around him, two on either side and one at the front, you can see these essentially clerics or priests of the Luxian religion. Those who have been around cities would recognize it. The symbol of the sun on their chest. This is the religion that is the primary one within the realm of High Loma. The human who stood at the front is thin, almost gaunt-like, and you can see him kind of standing up, long robe, these kind of cloth shoulder pads almost kind of pulling down with kind of sharpened edges at the bottom, but kind of cloth all the way down to these kind of metallic edges, almost signifying that he's higher up rank. The other four priest-like people kind of got their hoods up, looking down, holding their waists, but all of them with spears or other weaponry, some of them scimitars on their belts, stood there, almost like the guard of him. He stands up there, the gaunt kind of elderly man, and as you're kind of pulling around, you can see a bunch of people kind of gathering around, looking up at it. Some of them cheering, some of them kind of sneering at it. And you can see someone leaning forward. Two people. Young, maybe in their 20s. Clothing a bit tattered. Faces a little bit muddy and bloody and kind of beaten and bruised. You see kneeling down next to the executioner are these two kind of 25, 26-year-olds. Both men. They look up kind of bruised and bloodied. Scared. One of them has kind of... You can see where their face is a little bit swollen from both punches and crying. And the elderly man who steps forward says, "Those who commit murder should be treated like no more than animals here. Those who kill in the streets of Marigold, or any of the streets that were crafted for us, shall see no mercy of the light. They brought no mercy on those they killed. Whatever their reasoning, it does not matter. These are the laws set forth by mortals, by those who think, feel, and serve the light. It is in the name of Kaiva. We remove their heads so they may no longer look up at the sun. Take their lives so they may take no more. And be it a warning for any who stands against Marigold or Lux itself." And steps aside and you can hear people cheering, some people kind of arguing. Probably a lot of the population excited to have this entertainment. but some people
Is
are
it like
looking
a-
up in disgust.
A big crowd?
I mean, the town's outside. Bear in mind the population of within the walls of Marigold is like a couple 100,000, if not more. So outside here, you've got thousands of people living in these outskirt towns. So probably hundreds of people, probably a good like 200 people in this crowd gathered around. It does seem like it draws a lot of the attention. He steps aside. Some people kind of shout and cheer. Some people throw a couple of things. Most of the people at the front behave. Executioner brings up his axe. It's big enough for both of them. You can see the people squirming, but they're kind of locked in place. And one swoop, the crowd's kind of jumping up in their head, kind of block your vision of the stage as much so, but you can realize that these people have been killed. With no kind of epilogue to his speech, the priest wanders over to his guard, and the four of them kind of start wandering down. A couple of the local guards wander up to start cleaning up the mess and picking up the heads and whatnot, and leave the scene behind. People start kind of dispersing fairly quickly. Some people stare up at it in disgust. But little Petal starts with an execution and leaves those who came from the city to head back towards it. The guards head back over towards their city gate. And you can see a good amount of the guards kind of gathered around at the base of the stage that lead in the priest toward the city again. Like a good 12 to 14 guards kind of gather around and protect him. But once they leave, there's really no guards that kind of wander the streets of Little Petal. People move back over. They start selling their wares. Some people are kind of selling these like rats on skewers. Some other people kind of selling kind of basic things that they found, different kind of objects. You can see these small tents, but it's less of a feeling of competitive merchants that you would see in Hummingway, and far more of a kind of, oh, you want to buy some food? Kind of this very kind of underground feeling to it. But places you could go here, you could head in. You can see a tavern is on the corner, not too far away from where this happened. Quite a large tavern. It's probably twice the size of the one that you were just at previously, and it has a kind of outer wall around the back of it. It looks almost like a converted barracks. Dark kind of wood that doesn't help with the shade coming down on it. But you can see a sign that's not been cleaned in a while, has kind of moss and stains on it, with the symbol kind of almost faded away. But the tavern is called the Rotten Apple and the Worm.
Okay. Sounds lovely. That's...
We didn't have like a task to do here, right? We just wanted to peep it because Joe made it sound so weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't we hear there's an alternative way to get into the city?
Yeah, like every
I
gate
thought-
has its
Every
own...
game has its own way.
Oh,
Okay.
You
right.
also
Didn't
found
ask
out
the way
that
They might have a way in.
in Hummingway.
It's gonna be shady.
Ask.
Yeah.
fake IDs, you know.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
Cool. I guess we just walk around, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you looking to talk to locals around the area? Are you looking to go into the tavern? Where do you want to go? You looking
I
for?
feel like we're gonna have to talk to locals. I don't think we're gonna just walk up to
We'll
like
have
the wall
to,
of
yeah.
the city and see a gaping hole
Yeah.
where people are crawling in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
also the cartographer, I think, told us to avoid Little Petal, right? That's why we were like,
Yes.
Oh,
That's
shit,
what
we
made
gotta
us
go there.
initially interested.
Yeah.
We were like, what the hell?
yeah.
Of course.
But I am curious to see what alternative ways into like the.
We should have asked in Hummingway. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shoot.
So we'll go back. It's
Yeah,
the
right.
it's the
Yeah,
merchants district. Yeah, we'll be there again.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we flag someone down or just head towards the tavern
Yeah,
because there would be
can we
people
find the
there? Yeah.
sketchiest looking
Yeah,
motherfucker?
Carlisle be doing a fucking like inside
sketch
blanket check on the nastiest guy. That looks
Oh.
like he might be up to no good.
Sketchiest motherfucker.
Is tomorrow lagging for anyone else, by the way?
Yeah,
A
big
little
time.
It was for a
Yes.
sec, but it's okay now.
That's all right. So
Yeah.
it's so you can, someone can tell you. Do you need me to change the server of the Discord? Is it that, or do you think? It's
Hang
something
on.
else?
Did that?
Yeah,
that
you're
Sounds fine.
You seem
think
good
so.
now.
Does is there like a way that I can do some kind of like check as we're just walking through to look for the nastiest like freaks that look like they might be up to like no good, like ne'er do
The
wells?
nastiest
Yeah.
freak.
You could
Get us
definitely
into the city.
You could
We'd be
do
hunting
an
them
insight
nasty
check.
freaks.
Okay.
Oh, it's that kind of game.
I will do just that. It's a 25 insight. Oh, we're just kind of walking down the road.
As you're walking kind of down the road, you can kind of get to this one section where you'd see where the drainage around this portion is not great, whereas some of the drains in the main kind of road that can kind of lead down the hills have decent drainage. This place doesn't. So there's almost like this boggy water that's built up at the bottom here, and kind of lift over to the side on the kind of decking beside it. You can see a very gruff, almost kind of back, a little hunched over, middle-aged half-orc sat across from a tiefling who's kind of skinny and has a very kind of sharpened feature face, a smirk constantly on his face, eyes sunken in his face as well. They're playing a dice game, and you can see they both kind of look across. You see a dagger on his belt. You can see he's kind of moving his hand up and down over the gold purse in front of him. The table looks like it has blood stains on it in the past that they haven't washed off. And you can see he kind of wipes those. I think that makes me 86 gold and you down 42. That means I win. He's the Tifa goes, yeah, you win this game. Puts up a bit more coin and sits back in his chair and goes, you won't beat me in the next. And then the half-orc kind of eyes you, Carla, as you're kind of over there. It's off to the side of the main road and just past the tavern. Not many people down here at all. Like the occasional street rat kind of passes by. But you lost, friend.
Oh, this is actually my first time in this part of town. Couldn't help but notice you two enjoying that game over there.
You ever play Raiders Dice?
Would that have been something that would have been common in Seeker's Luck?
Oh, maybe once or twice. Yeah, it's a newer game.
I may have played it once or twice.
Our dealer's in there, but if you want to join the table.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a way to start a conversation, Carlisle would pull up a chair at the table.
You got any friends that want to join? Are you joining in?
Anyone interested in a game of Carlisle gesture at the table again?
Raiders Dice.
Raiders Dice.
I can tell you it is a game I've made. So if you would like to play it.
Oh my god.
I
I
think
love it.
yeah, I think when we started to come in here, Tack would have turned into Bin the kobold.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Amazing. Yes.
And so I think the second that the offer is up there, they'd be like, "Yes, dude, let's play. I would love to play. This sounds so fun."
I think anyone in the party that's looking at Carlisle would know that he's not doing this to gamble. He's trying to like start a conversation to like get us somewhere.
Okay. You'd see coming out from like back around the side, pulling his trousers up and like tying it with like a rope at the front. You can see this halfling who's just kind of stepped forward. His chin's quite broad. His hair's he's grown out his hair but balded on the top, and he kind of steps in, very kind of middling mustache that's kind of been eaten into, almost like he scratched portions of the hair away. Sits down at the end of the table and goes, "Well, okay, so we've got more people at the table, do we? I'm your dealer for today. Pull up chairs around it if you like."
You know.
Raiders Dice, eh? Okay. How many people sit around the table? It's probably got enough room for everyone if they pull up another table. Like, it's very makeshift. It's all on this decking outside near the kind of the boggy area. So, who would like to play?
I'll play.
This fellow.
Okay.
Indrasa would never sit down and play a game. She just wouldn't just
more game
stand
gonna
and
play?
watch.
Andrasa just knows she'll walk away with a staph infection, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's holding her own hands like this, like
Yeah.
ew.
There's a fair few rules to this game, and I don't know its balance because I made it up from scratch, and it's a little bit different.
Great,
So,
awesome. It's gonna go well.
this is Raiders dice. I need you all to note this down for yourselves because this is what you get, and you can see them distributed out towards you.
Okay.
You get 10d4. I'll actually paste this to you guys, but you have to keep track of these. This is what you get: 10d4, 8d6, 6d8, 4d10, 2d12, and 1d20.
Damn.
3 cards are drawn and put into the center, from left, middle, and right. I have the cards in my hands in real life because I couldn't get it to bloody work in the Roll20 thing, but it doesn't matter because each of the card technically corresponds to something that's not in a deck of cards. The 3 cards are placed down the center. Your dice represent your soldiers, essentially. It's almost like a little bit risky. Each card in this deck has a DC, a number of dice that the dealer rolls against you. The goal of Raiders dice is to accumulate as much gold as possible. You win if you have the highest amount of gold once all armies have been used up. If you have 100 gold, if you hit 100 gold at any point during this game, or if the deck is finished and then it's the highest gold tallied again. Basically, you defeat a card, you get the gold attributed with the card. So you'll be tallying up how much gold you've got.
Nice.
It starts from the person left of the dealer, but each 3 of the cards are put there. You go around and you say how many dice you're going to wager into the first round, which will go through these 3 cards. There'll be an ante of a minimum of 1 dice each turn, so you have to put at least 1 in. The left card is then turned over first, and you'll see the challenge on it. Anyone can then take the challenge. We go around left of the dealer to see who wants to take the challenge. And if someone challenges against it, you can both then add a dice. And you can keep 1-upping each other, adding a dice. The dice you add can be no larger than 1 up from the highest dice. We'll get to that once we get in. But essentially, you're basically challenging the person whether you want to win the card or them. So let's say, for example, you both put 3d4 down. Dodger and Bree put a 3d4 down. They both want this card that is a difficulty of 2d4 to beat. Dodger goes, okay, I'm going to add a d6. Bree adds a d6. Dodger adds another d4. Bree pulls out. You both roll anyway. It's just about if you want to keep 1-upping each other.
Okay.
The dealer rolls the challenge rating of the card. So in that case, it would be a 2d4 card. It rolls 2d4. Each of you rolls your soldiers, which are expended. Whoever gets the highest wins the gold on the card.
Okay.
That and then it goes to the next card over, and then the next card. You can look at the card, the first card on the left, and not wager anything on it. Be like, I don't want to get that card. Say it's a low number, like a 2, not much gold. And you can do it again for the middle one. But anything you've put on the table must be used up by the 3rd card. So if every player hasn't challenged the previous 2 cards, you're all going to be going up against each other, and only one person can win the gold on that card. Don't worry, as we go through it, it'll make sense as we play. And then, to give you an idea, this is a very basic deck that I've built for it, where each of the cards... in the future, there can be very special things, because each of the cards will have like a monster on it. In the future, I'm going to add a lot of effects for every card to have its own effect. At the moment, the only things that are really special are Ace, Jack, Queen, and King all have something different. But other than that, and the Joker. 2 Jokers in the deck have something different in them as well. If there's only 1 player remaining at the end, because everyone's already expended their armies, the dice all go up. Difficulty goes up by 1 dice. So if a card had 1d6 difficulty on it before, it now becomes 2d6. It's basically to encourage you not just to sit back and hold off your armies, because it'll get harder. So you can do that as a tactic. if you want to try and win all the cards uncontested at the end. But we'll get to that if we need to. So, Raiders dice. Let's begin. We could probably do a test round if you like first.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's put a little Tavern music on. So, I'm going to put 3 cards face down. You won't see them. Don't worry. Each card, technically, you don't even need to worry about what's on the cards necessarily because I'm going to be reading them out because they're all associated with something else. The 3 cards go down on the table, and I'll do just one of the NPCs goes up against you. See, the half-orc goes up against you. You have all your dice. How many do you want to wager in your first one? You have to do at least 1 dice. So these will be used up by the end of these 3 cards, no matter what. You can hold off on you if you used up all your dice now, and then that's you'd probably win the 3 cards, but you wouldn't get many.
This is just a pretend round,
This is a
right?
pretend
this
round.
is a-
Let's say I wager 2d10.
Okay. Tomorrow goes. So I should say Carlisle does 2d10.
Yeah.
So this is the dice that you're going to be spending for this round. Okay, 2d10. How much do you guys want to wager?
I'll do a D10 and a D4.
Okay. Tack. 1d10, 1d4.
I'm a gambler, man. I'll do 1d20.
Okay.
Let fate decide.
Go.
Just use up your d20. Okay. 1d20.
It's the test throw.
V.
Yeah, right.
I'll do a D10 and a D8.
1d10, 1d8, and then the orc, he's going to do 2d4 and 1d6. So, you each have all of your dice. You can't commit to any more unless you're committing to the card. You can only do 1 card of each round, by the way. That's also another thing. The first card gets turned over. The 4 of Hearts. You see on this card as it gets turned over would be a gargoyle cluster. You see a bunch of gargoyles. A 4 is a 1d8 difficulty with 6 gold in its pocket. We'll start from Carlisle and we'll go round in the order people say. Do you want to wager on this gargoyle cluster? It's like I said, it's a 1d8 difficulty that the dealer will roll and 6 gold in the bank.
Fuck it, sure.
So just to say, because you're wagering on this one, you won't be able to join in on the next card that comes up. No, no, I think that's probably what I'll stick to for
So
now.
if I
See.
opted not to wager, those 2d10 I already put in are gone because
you can
spent them.
there's 3 cards on each round, so you can hold off until the next card comes up.
Is that just buying in for that round for all 3
Yes,
cards?
you're buying in for the round.
Okay,
see.
I got it. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'll buy in for this first card and wager on that.
Okay. I'm gonna say the half orc will throw 1d4 on there. He'll throw 1d4 on there. He doesn't up you, but he wants to challenge you with it. You can add an extra dice now if you like, but obviously he's technically under you, so it's up to you if you want to add an extra dice.
No, I'll stick with the 2 I have.
Okay. So you're wagering your 2d10 on there. Yeah, actually, if he goes up against you, then he'll be spending all his dice. I'm just, yeah, okay. Sorry, I didn't actually write that down in the rules if you can do the 3 cards. I think maybe you probably could. This is what I'll do. Okay, I'm going to change up a little bit here. So, just to make it simpler. You can only add 1 dice when you're up against a challenge. And you can wager as many of your dice as you like on each of the cards. So, for example, you could do 1d10 on this card and then 1d10 on the next card. And if you add an extra dice, you can add any one of your other dice. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Then instead I could say I want to do 1d10
Yes.
and I'm going, since he challenged me and added an extra dice, I could say, well, I'm going to add 2d4 to this one.
1d4. So you only can do one
1d4.
extra of one of the other dice. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do 1d10, I'm going to add 1d8, which is okay, right? Because I'm going down
Yeah.
1 dice. Okay.
Yep. He'll go
So
up
I'm going to do a
against...
d10 and a d8.
He'll spend. Yeah, you can go down or up a dice. Yeah. So you can go down as many dice you like probably, but you can go up one dice. He'll throw in one of his spare d6s. So he's going to be rolling a d4 and a d6 to try and.
Oh, sorry. There is no d8. I'll throw in.
There's
a...
D8.
Oh, is there a d8?
You have
I don't
68.
have that.
68.
68. Okay, for some reason I was missing that. Okay. Yeah, I'll throw in a d8.
Okay. So he's going to be rolling 1d4 and 1d6. The challenge is going to... you guys roll first to see what numbers. He can go first if you like. So he rolls a 1d4 and then a 1d6.
It's just practice. It's just practice, you guys. It's just practice.
Bastard.
He gets a full 10. He gets a 4 and a 6.
You get a 10 as well.
You get a 10 as well. I'll say in the case of a 10, you keep the 10, but you both roll a d20 against each other to see who wins the pot if you beat the dealer.
Okay.
Come on. Oh.
Okay, so you would win. And technically, the card can't roll higher than a 10. So you get the points, you get the gold. So you would take the card, and you get yourself 8 gold. And then you move on to the second card. Okay, so we'll move on to the second card. So I know it's confusing. Sorry, I can see you guys in the chat. It's
No, it's
it'll
fine.
make sense once we get into like
It's
a round
fine.
of it.
In character, I don't need to know what's going
yeah,
on.
that's fair.
Yeah.
In character, I'm a kobold. I don't.
So a second card comes up in the
Yeah.
middle. Does anyone want to wager any of their stuff?
I'll put
So
2d12 on there.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, no, you put in a d10 and a d4. So you can only so when the round begins, you're basically buying into that round. So all you've got available
Right.
for you is a d10 and a d4.
Yeah, I have one more d10 I can throw into the next card if I want it. You have
buy
your
in
bank
each
that
round.
you put forward for the 3 cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
Can
not
I
clear, I
move
don't
from
think.
Your till?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you essentially the 3 cards are laid out, and you're pushing up
Oh.
what armies you're going to use for that.
Shit.
Round.
I
Which
should have
dice
added
that
more
you
at the
called
start.
it?
No, that's
Yeah,
okay, because bear in
I
mind you've
didn't
got the full
understand
deck. You've got the full
Okay,
deck, so
cool.
you're
This is more than
Cool.
3 cards. Yeah, we have a lot more
Yeah.
rounds to go.
Right. Okay.
So you have tack available to you. Put a d10 and a d4 forward. So
I'll
you
put
can-
d10 down.
okay, you put the d10 down. Does anyone want to put a challenge on there?
I'll put a D10 down as well.
Okay, V puts a d10
Can't
down.
believe this.
You can now add one extra dice
Yeah.
on top if you like.
God
Rather
damn.
a dice
I
that's
had a
lower or higher.
d4.
I add a D8 because it's my only other dice I add.
No. You
can add any
You can
dice.
add any dice
I'm
from your previous pool.
confused.
What?
But you just said it. We put forward
so-
a bank that we're pulling
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
on our wager.
So I'll go through this again.
I'm
Round
confused.
begins. 3 cards laid out.
I
It's
like that
okay.
This is Carlisle
good.
explaining all this.
Yeah.
Derailing this
Can you do it in
Yeah.
Carlisle's voice?
Where
Once
they're
it
all
gets
going to
going,
leave and
you'll
have
see
an
it'll go.
opportunity to
It'll go.
talk to someone.
I did a couple of practice runs. It goes
Okay,
pretty fast
okay.
once it gets going.
The kobold is slowly just putting more and more dice in its mouth.
It's because you can kind of count
Why
cards with
wasn't
this.
Dodger allowed to put in more than?
So okay,
what
I'll
she
go
put
through it and
in
then I'll show you.
previously?
So when 3 cards are laid out, you push forward an army. Okay, so you
Yes.
choose how many dice you're going to wager in that
Okay.
round. You have to at least put 1 dice in the first round because there's an ante. So for you put the D10 and a D8.
Yes.
You don't have to wager both of those when you're doing the first card. Okay.
Okay.
You just wagered your D10. You can now pull
Yes.
from any of your other dice that you have at your back. Imagine you've got the dice at the back there.
Okay.
And you can rather put
So
in
it's just the
one
first
higher.
time. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Only 1 extra
Okay,
dice.
okay.
But you don't use it from your push forward ones. This is a reinforcement dice, essentially. You can either put 1 lower dice
I
in or 1
see.
higher dice in or 1 of the same. So it's basically your
Okay.
challenge
See.
dice. You can only do this
Okay.
when someone challenges you.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So rewind. I put in a d10.
Yeah, you put a D10.
Okay. I put in a D10.
Okay.
Matched. Okay.
You've been
Challenged. Challenged. Okay. What are you gonna do now?
I put in a d20.
Okay.
Holy-
You put in a D20.
I put in a D20.
Yeah.
Okay, you put in a D20.
Let me for like 1
Uh,
gold.
Carlisle's like,
Here's a
no,
copper."
no.
Everyone has some trouble learning this game the first 8 to 12
I-
Actually, wouldn't it have to be a D12? You can go
The
one
dude's
Yes,
already sitting
sorry,
there,
sorry,
just
thank
like,
you.
fuck
It's
yeah.
because I actually I didn't do a
Wait,
step because
that's
I got
right.
You can
got
only go one dice higher, one dice lower. It had to be a D12.
one dice higher.
So you
I
have
can
to,
tell
the
you
highest
the
you can do
card
is a D12.
because I was meant to flick over the card first.
Touch.
Um,
Slow blink.
the card is a Jack of Hearts.
Oh, that's
You would
special,
see
right?
a Jin's Chambers over the Jack. I was meant to flip over the card first. You're meant to see the card so you can wager against each other. But the card,
We just start going at each
it's,
other.
it's okay. The card is a
Be
2d12
frank, the dealer
difficulty.
doesn't know what's going on.
It's a 2d12 difficulty. 20
Okay.
gold you can win from this card.
Okay. Okay.
Plus 5 gold stolen from any other player that went up against you in the square.
Oh,
Because this is
shit.
round 1, technically you guys don't have gold
Let's
yet,
go.
so it's just a 20 gold is on the wager.
Rollies, rollies,
So,
rollies.
Roll your 2 dice together, and
I don't
add them
remember
up.
what my dice are
D10
anymore.
and a
10 and a
D12.
12.
We both did that, right? Okay. Okay. Slash roll. 1d10.
I'll write up the rules for you guys in like clear form.
I think I got it. 7.
Okay, 7 from
22.
Tack, and then a
I
22
win?
from you. So you lose
that was
those
a
dice.
D20. That
Oh,
used to
that
be-
yeah, that.
Oh,
that-
use the D20,
Sorry,
yeah.
hold on. I'm cheating.
Cheater!
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
Takes dice out of
Hey,
mouth,
okay.
throws.
It's a
So
lot more,
you still won
a
though,
lot more
15
stingy about the
overall.
rules and
Plus,
Seeker's
plus
Luck.
that D10.
Oh, so 7 and 8.
Yeah.
So
15.
7, 8, so 15. The difficulty to see if the dealer takes it is a 2d12. So
Okay.
2d12. 14.
Oh!
3, you win the Jack, so you get the 20 gold. So 20 gold now goes up.
Shit.
Fuck yeah,
In
dude.
practice,
Get it.
though, this is not real, right?
Not real, this one.
Yeah.
We can play for
Boo.
afterwards because we'll role play during as well.
Fuck.
Um,
Okay.
The final card gets turned over. You basically all have to roll on this one because no one committed to the previous ones.
Yeah.
Right,
With your final
okay.
cards, it's a 6 of hearts. So that is a 2d6 difficulty, 10 gold.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess Carlisle puts in a D10, his last D10.
Mm-hmm.
I only have D4. I put it
Got a
in.
D20.
A D8.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
You're technically all challenging, so you can draw from your previous pack. But obviously, that's mostly there if like a higher number comes up if you really want more gold.
Right.
Unless you guys want to do that and you want to guarantee you get the win here. Everyone roll your last remaining whatever you've got. And we'll see who gets your number.
6.
4.
3.
When Desmond rolls that
5.
one.
Oh, and then
Devastating.
the orc, he has a D4 and a D6. Is it like this? You put a plus there? So he
With
gets
it,
9.
with it.
Again.
Damn it.
So he, and then the difficulty is set. He rolls a 9. The difficulty is a 2d6. Everyone can still lose here. Doesn't.
Oh,
It goes to the
that was
orc.
close.
He gets the gold.
Got it. Okay.
Okay,
Now
I
for
get it.
realsies, let's freaking go.
So, you get the basics of the game now a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
This
ready.
game
think
seems
so.
like it's going to be very long.
Yeah. There's
one
a
takeaway.
We
there
can
is
pull out
a-
whenever we want. We're not.
Yeah, you can kind of pull
That's
out whenever you
true.
want.
Let's make conversation and wager information. Local information.
I could also drop down the amount of dice you guys have.
I think that dropping the dice would be
Yeah, that's
like honestly like cut every dice count in
Cut it
half,
in half,
and you
so
have
it's the-
you have a game that would be
yeah. Let's
completed
do that. Let's do that.
in a
So you have
I say double 'em.
realistic amount of time.
5d4, 4d6, 3d8, 2d10, 1d12, and a d20. So you have one
Okay.
of the last two. Okay?
Yes.
So just halve it. All right. He sits back and goes, okay. The dealer sits back and kind of deals out the 3 cards onto the table. You go around each of the players. He starts to look towards you, Carlisle. All right, mate, what are you putting up?
I'm gonna put in 2d10.
2d10. Tech? Well, sorry, he didn't say that. He looks towards you, the kobold.
Knows.
Dice in
He's
your
eating
mouth.
dice.
12. 8. 12, 8. I got those somewhere in here. 12, 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
for Desmond.
2d8 and 1d10.
Eh?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
2d8 and 1d10. Looks towards V.
A bean.
Yeah, I just thought of being. Imagine.
Well, he goes, as you're all kind of putting it in, he looks at you and goes, what said we put 20 gold on the line here, each of us, when it takes a lot?
Yeah, why not make it 80? Why not make it 100?
Roll a persuasion
Sorry.
check.
Sorry, guys.
Why don't we put that as 20?
Do you still have the dice in your mouth?
Yep. You can see the little blue.
Amazing.
27.
Damn.
100
He's
gold.
positive he's gonna steal our money. now.
You want to do 100
Shit.
gold? Let's do 100 gold.
Yeah, 100 gold.
All right.
Okay. Why 200?
No matter to me.
Carlisle's eyes have glazed over. It's like, where are you?
It's an expensive
He
day for Carlisle.
leans down, he unhooks his
This is
pass,
not to gamble.
puts it on the table. 100 gold buying? Is everyone good for that?
It's a little rich for my blood.
I'm gonna be honest,
afraid.
that's not much of a win for us, but for you, that's like
just
everything.
like one
Yeah,
shoe.
but you've got more chances of winning.
You got a point. Yeah, all right.
You want to do 100 gold?
Yeah, I threw it in.
I'll do it too.
Carlisle's
Max
gonna
method
fold out.
acting, so.
Oh.
Carlisle's gonna fold out and use this opportunity to kind of like very carefully watch the dealer. In the
Go.
other
Good idea.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Looks towards V. V, what do you put in?
I will put in 2d10. She looks at Carlisle because that's what he did.
Okay.
Carlisle gives it. That's the safe bet. Carlisle gives a thumbs up.
The half four goes, okay. Puts in 2d8 and a d4. The first card
Hit me.
gets turned over,
Yeah.
and it is a 5 of clubs. 5 of clubs
Fucking club.
is it's a 2d4 difficulty with 8 gold. And the 5 of clubs, the symbol on it as he kind of draws over this card, you see an Ankheg, this big broad creature kind of with its arms kind of shooting forward, acid coming out. But yeah, the difficulty is only a 2d4. Does anyone want to enter a dice to this one?
1d8.
The half orc puts 1d4 on.
Then I'll hold back and do this.
Yeah. We will also hold back.
Will V do that as well?
Yeah.
Do this with your fingers. It makes you look smart.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone else? Did you add another dice on? He doesn't.
I want to add a d6 as well.
You add a d6 as well. Okay.
Go.
You added your d6 on as well. Go ahead and roll. He's going to roll his d4. He gets a 3.
I just want to beat the face card. Okay, 5.
Okay, you get a 5. The face card is 2d4. Gets a 3. You get the gold.
Good job.
I lost that if I didn't add a dice. I rolled a 1 on that 8.
You get yourself 8 gold.
Hey.
Good
Second
job,
card
good
is
job.
turned over. It's a 3 of
Oh, shit, here we
spades.
go.
It's 1d6 difficulty, 4 gold. And you'd see on the front of it is skeletal archers.
Okay.
Does anyone add any?
I'll put an 8 in.
The half orc's also going to put a d8 in.
Oh shit.
What?
I'll put a d8
What?
in.
Looks at that. What?
Ooh.
Puts in a D10.
That's my move.
Oh, okay. You put one of your d10s. He's going to add on
Yeah.
a D6.
Oh shit.
Does anyone do you have anything else, Desmond?
No, I'm saving my last one.
Okay.
The good one.
Then roll.
Let's go.
Got
Try to
this.
put pressure on.
He
I
gets an
believe.
8 total.
Oh shit.
Check out that 3 pressure.
It's all down to bin.
D8 and a D10.
Slip a d20 in there, Dodger.
12.
Hey.
12. You guarantee the win because the house can't roll
Smoked
higher. So you get yourself
Hey.
the 3, which is 4 gold.
Yes! I'm amazing at this game.
The last card is a joker. You see a nilbog, a kind of a kind
I'm
of
the
a
Joker,
jester-like
baby.
goblin. The joker is
Baby.
it has 10 gold. A d20 is rolled. This one is one where you just lose you put your army on, and it's whoever has the highest roll gets this if it comes out all right. A d20 is rolled by the joker. On a 10 or higher, the person with the highest roll doubles all of their gold and gets the 10 gold. 10 gold and then doubles it. On a 9 or lower, they half their entire pot and don't get the 10 gold.
Ooh.
It's a better
Okay.
card
I
to come
like
later.
that one.
So, I guess you all have to just kind of wage whatever you've got right now.
You have to, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2d10.
The half-orc is only going to put his D8 on. He's not adding anything to the challenge. V, you putting your 2d10 on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My D12 is all I have left, so that's what I put down.
Okay. Desmond, do you have anything
I
left?
have 1 d10 left, yeah.
Okay, and then Carl, you have 1 d10 left.
I'm not in the game.
He's not in.
He's
fooled it.
observing.
He's watching.
Oh, you're not in the
He don't
game
wanna-
anymore.
He don't want to
Then
bet
we do the
100
100 gold.
gold.
Carlisle's comfortably sitting at the table,
Okay.
not doing much else.
A D8. The half-orc puts D8, gets a 7. Each of you guys can roll your thing.
13.
Nice, 13.
Hey.
Can't beat you.
We'll
Sadly.
say, by the way, the winner of this game can be the person with the most gold after 3 rounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
To me, well, otherwise it's going to take too long for you guys.
Mhm.
Okay. A D10. You got the 10 on that, and then the D12. Okay. So V comes out on top with a 13. So now we roll the D20.
No!
You technically have
Joe,
no
when
gold.
the dice is on its way down, can I do a sleight of hand check with Carlisle to bump the bottom of the table?
Yes, on the D20.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna try to get the D20 to roll a little bit longer and see if
Okay.
it moves higher up.
Then yeah, do a sleight of hand check. I'll set the DC at.
That is a nat 20.
Oh my god, incredible.
Uh,
Go!
33?
I am going to do a
Carlisle knows the
D20
tricks of how to get your
I'm gonna
way in
do-
this game.
because you got a nat 20. I'm going to do it. I'm going to let you do this twice, so you can do it. See whatever lands on next, and you can basically keep it going.
10.
So we go
Right.
one more. I'm trying to get it to double.
That's no, 10 higher is double.
That doubles.
Ten.
it.
So
it'll be
Yeah.
double.
V,
Okay,
you
good.
get 10
Yeah.
gold, which doubles to 20. Did you have any other previous gold before that?
No.
Oh, no, you didn't win another card, no.
No.
So you get 20 gold overall. So you're on 20 gold.
Nice.
perfect.
Those cards
Yeehaw.
go into the discard pile. 3 more cards are drawn. You can.
No one's any the wiser. That was a fucking 33.
That was insane.
I was gonna
Yeah, it's
say,
crazy.
and I think now she definitely would. While all of this is happening, Sistina has uncurled herself from like where she usually hangs out on Andrasa, and she's watching the dice, and she just sort of blobs herself into whatever dice there is and rolls around like on the floor.
Nearby.
She's just
Okay.
kind of like a rando distraction of like just this little ink blob. Like now she's a D20.
Amazing.
Question: did anyone what's everyone spent so far? We've got because I might reduce the dice a bit
spent
more
4
for only
dice.
3 rounds,
Yeah.
just because
I
otherwise
spent
the numbers are too high.
2d10.
Okay,
I
so
spent a D10, a D12, and a D8.
we're gonna
So I still
remove
got lots left.
You could reduce it for sure.
we're gonna remove the D20.
Okay.
I was just about to use that too.
Okay, no. Keep the D20 because it's fun.
Oh, okay.
We'll do
Use
two.
pencil.
Just because it's quick enough as well, because we're gonna do 3 rounds. We'll say you have 2 of every dice, except for
Okay.
D4s, which you have 3 of.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we're only going 3 rounds. Otherwise, the difficulty settings of the
No, that makes sense.
of the deck will be too easy.
Perfect.
Okay, round 2. So yeah, you should only have 2 of every dice except for 1 D12, 1 D20, 2 D8, 2 D6, 2 D10, 3 D4. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I think that gets even nice. Okay. So the next round comes up. What does everyone want to wager? There's only going to be 3 rounds.
I'll put in a D4 and a D10.
Okay.
Watch as everyone else.
The
A
orc will
D12, a D4, and a D6.
Okay.
Okay.
The orc is going to do 2d6, a d12, and a d4.
Okay. I'll do a D12, 2D6, and a D8.
Okay.
Yeah, girl.
Okay. The first card gets turned over. It is a Queen of Clubs. You see a deep sea kraken on the front of this card. A queen is a 3d12 difficulty for 30 gold. And it gives you the
Oh
option
my
to see the
God.
first card of the next round before it's shown to anyone else.
Ooh.
And gives you a free d4 on that card.
Okay.
If you bet on it.
I can't beat that.
What was it? 3D12 you said?
In my heart, you do.
3d12. You can beat that.
Okay.
What card do you... technically, because it
I
can
have,
roll a 3.
I have a D10 in there.
Yeah,
that's true.
I could roll... Yeah. So it's designed in a way that you can always beat most of the time.
What did the other guy put in? What dice?
He's got a d4, 2d6, and a d12 in this. So he's going to put in now...
Calm down, guy.
He's going to put his d12 on this card.
I'll put the D10 down.
Okay.
I'm
if
not
he
putting
sees you-
anything this round.
If he sees you challenge, he's going to do the 1d20.
Ooh. What the
Okay.
hell?
Oh shit.
You don't want to go any further? You put the...
I'll put in. Yeah, I have to. I'm a kobold right now. Yeah, I
Damn.
put in a D8.
Okay.
And a wasp.
Roll your dice.
You got this.
Come on, let's go.
Get an 18. Come on.
He gets
Go,
a
baby.
25.
What the
Jesus.
Mamma mia.
Pasta pizza. Yeah, no.
Oh, you
Damn
did
it.
good, though. You did good.
I
with-
did
that
good.
was really
13.
Okay, the 3d12. I
Damn
mean, he
this
can still be
guy.
beaten out by this if it rolls near perfect.
I hope he loses.
Yeah, he
sorry.
lost.
He
Oh, he
lost.
lost.
It rolls a
Oh
28.
shit.
He sits back
Amazing.
smirking after he sees his 25 go through. And he kind of leans back, and then suddenly the dealer does it. Lifts it. It's 28. And he goes,
Get slammed, bitch.
fuck.
It's like game ending for him.
That must be so embarrassing for you.
He just kind of sits there.
Holy shit.
Mm. Mm.
X, what's the next card?
Second card comes
Dice in the
over.
mouth.
It is another queen. A
I love
queen
it.
of
Oh,
diamonds
shit.
comes up.
Oh, shit.
You see a
What?
cloud giant queen on top of
Sandra
it.
actually chokes on the dice.
He's gonna put in a. He put in a d6. In fact,
I'll put D12
What was the DC
to
of this
start.
queen? Is it the same?
yeah, queens are the same. 3d12. He puts in. Actually, he's gonna put in 2d6.
Oh,
He's gonna risk it.
I'll put in my D12.
Okay.
I'll put in my D12 to start.
And then I'll add my D20.
Oh,
shit.
Okay. Yeah, do d20. He's gonna add
put in
his.
D12 and a D20. Okay.
He's gonna add a d8. That's what he can really do. Okay, roll your
Can I
dice.
just put in the rest of my dice?
Just
No,
all
you can
of
only
them.
add one.
I had one dice of.
have
Oh
one.
shit, that's right. Okay.
Anything from lower or one above?
Okay. I'll hold off then. Just
Okay.
do my 1d12.
Roll your dice then.
I mean, I could roll a 2.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, 3.
17.
He gets a 10. He loses those dice. With your 17, you just have to beat
12 is
this.
scary.
Roll 3d12. 16, you beat it. You see
Nice.
the dealer rolls against you. You get yourself 30 gold. And
Hey,
you can see the next
yeah!
round's
Woo!
first card. And have a d4 for free on it. Okay.
Nice.
Final card.
The final card comes up.
Another queen.
And it is a 4 of clubs, which I think we've had before. No, Flock of Harpies is kind of on the front of it. And that is a 1d8 difficulty, 6 gold. He just puts his 1d4 in there and leaves it at that.
If we have remaining
put a
dice, we
I'll
have
put
to
a
like,
1d4
put them
on.
in, right?
Yeah, you got to use the dice.
You gotta use remaining
Okay.
dice you can. You
It's
can
like a
add
D4
one
and
of
a
your dice
D6.
as well if you really want it.
Cool. I'm doing 2d6 and 1d8 remaining.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, you might guarantee yourself getting it then. Okay. Yeah, roll your remaining dice. He rolls his d4.
Oh, baby.
15.
15, you're guaranteed to get it if no one
Eat it,
rolls higher.
buddy.
27.
Slay.
So you get yourself the 6 gold.
Awesome.
Second round
Hell yeah.
finishes,
Mighty.
and then the final round.
Last round.
Okay. All in, baby.
Yep, you might as
Let's
well
go.
put them all in now.
Oh.
D10 and
yeah.
2d4.
D20, 1d8, 3d4.
Damn.
3d4.
He has 1d4, 1d8. No, he's up his 2d8s. He has 1d4 and 2d10 left. That's all he's got. For you, Desmond.
What can he do with that?
What do I know?
You learn that the card. I'll DM you.
Peeking.
Peepers.
Peepers.
And then
Nice poker face.
Oh.
Yee.
Ooh.
Clutches pearls.
Yeah.
so you get a d4 extra on this one if you want to add it on.
Yes. I will.
Okay. You get to choose right now. I'm going to do this because it only makes sense with this card because I changed up the queen a little bit. You put your bet on, and it only gets turned over when everyone's made their bets. This is a bluff card.
Okay, so they can't see that. Okay, good. Because I was
Only
going to
you
ask,
can
because
see
if
it.
they see me,
Then
like,
it
put a certain bet, they'll know. Okay, I'll just DM you what I'm doing.
Well,
14 inside check
no.
on
So-
Desmond's face.
so they won't see what the card is until after bets are made, right?
Yeah.
So you can bluff now. You can put a bunch of cards, dice on it, or you could be like, it's shit. I'm just going to put a d4 on it. They're betting blind.
See.
You're betting with knowledge.
See. Oh, so we all are betting. Okay. But do I have to place my bet first then, in that case?
Yes, you're basically bluffing them if you want.
Or
It's going to be hard to bluff when my dice are so separate. A D10 and a D4.
You do get a free d4 on this, no matter what.
I do. Hey, well, you know what? I'm using all of my dice. My D10 and both of my D4s, and plus that
Oh,
extra
shit.
D4. So 3D4 and 1D10.
What does it mean?
Okay. So you're gonna use your okay. Does anyone challenge it? You don't know what card it is. You just know that Desmond's put a big bet on it.
Wait, we can't know what it is.
You can't know what it is until after it's flipped.
What about my insight check on Desmond's face?
I don't have
did
a
you do that?
face.
Sorry.
Yeah, 14.
I mean, Desmond, I'll say you can roll deception.
your mannerisms.
Not mannerisms, okay.
Desmond, what is it? What's the card?
Asks
I
outright.
rolled
Jesus.
28
Hard.
Perception.
You rolled a.
It's hard to read a face for
Can't
someone that
read
doesn't have a
this.
face.
Damn it. All right.
That dude though is definitely snowed. He's putting all his shit in.
Yeah, I think this guy is gonna risk it. He's gonna look at you and think, "This is big." He puts his D10, his D4 in. His 2 D10s.
Let's go, babe.
I'll put 2d4.
sorry, just clarifying a rule thing.
Mm-hmm.
The dice that you put in at the start of the round, do those, if you put more than one down on a card, do those have to be one apart, or only if you're adding from the back line?
Oh no, only if you're adding from the back line. So you can choose
Okay.
between your.
When
So
you're
if you put a
challenging,
D4 and a
reinforcements
D20
have
down,
to-
you can grab anything on the back line. Or even if you put a D20 down.
Okay.
away. Yeah.
All right. If Ben sees Desmond putting a bunch of shit in, Ben's gonna start to panic and be like, "All right, no, I can do that too. I can do that too, okay?" And just puts all the rest of their dice in.
Yes! Incredible.
Which is a D20, a D8, 2D6, and 2D4.
Fuck yeah.
Amazing. Incredible.
Okay. Okay. Is anyone else challenging? That's just you, V. Do you want to challenge? Or you're gonna save.
I did my 2d4 just
Oh, you
to
did
buy
2d4,
in,
okay, buy in.
but yeah.
Okay. The
But
card
that's
gets
it.
flipped over, and it's a purple worm. It's a jack of clubs. It's a 2d12 difficulty with 20 gold, plus 5 gold stolen for each player that loses against the person that wins it.
Oh shit!
So whoever wins this is going to get
a bunch.
Well, technically the
20
half orc doesn't
yeah.
have any gold. But if you guys have over 5 gold, then you're going
So
to
you
lose.
could stab him.
All right.
Oh.
Roll your challenge.
All right.
Oh my
Go,
God.
baby.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to roll d20 there. And not that he rolled anything good. 2d10 it was meant to roll. So I'll take the...
Oh my God.
Ooh, beautiful.
Used everything.
Everything, everything I have.
Okay.
That got a
So
26.
a 26
Beautiful.
from Tack, a 14 from Desmond, 19 from this guy, and
got 4.
4 from V. Tack. Oh wait, I should have to do the house first. The house rolls its 2d12.
The house can't beat
Can't
Tack,
beat it.
right?
Can't beat it. 20 gold goes to
Yeah.
Tack, plus
Let's
5 gold from
go.
Desmond and V.
Yes!
So you get
Yes.
30 gold.
One of us has to
Nice.
win. One of us has to have the most gold.
True.
So you get
That's already
30
pretty
gold.
locked in.
The next
Think it's
card comes
okay.
over.
Has many cards.
It's a 9 of hearts, which shows you an earth, fire,
He's
lightning, and
definitely
water
gonna flip
elementals.
this table.
And it's 3d6 difficulty, 16 gold. He is out of cards.
Ooh.
He's out of dice.
Me too.
Oh, then we win.
You guys win.
Yeah.
Slay.
Do you want to play on see who wins the whole pot, or are you just going to cash in now because
Does
you're going to
anybody
share?
have dice left?
I used
I
all
have
of
dice
mine.
left.
I rubbed my face into my gold.
Yeah.
Am I the only
take-
person that has dice left?
Yeah.
How much gold
Oh,
have you got,
okay.
Desmond?
I got 33 gold.
How much gold have you got, Tack?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ben ate it.
Did that last
The only
one
thing they
win?
won was the last card.
No, I won 7 gold in the very first
Yes.
actual
Okay.
round, I think.
So you probably
So I think you
start
have,
with
like,
2
plus 5
37?
plus 5. Yeah, so you're at
Oh, yeah.
37. Then.
Yeah.
And then so how much have you got, V?
21.
Can you win? Let's see. Yeah, you could win technically the whole thing. So
All right,
the card
fuck
comes
it.
over. It's a 9, it's 3d6 to beat. What do you want to bet wager against it?
But I could make this the last round. Just go all in. Let's just do
You
that.
can, but that's the only gold you're
Yeah.
going to get. You won't get the last card gold.
Okay. Instead, then.
It's
wait, what
16
is
gold
it? Sorry.
though. 16 gold.
3d6
What-
to beat.
3d6 to
Okay.
beat.
I'll put in. Oh, my d20 and my d4.
Okay,
Leaving
d20
me
and
one
d4.
dice left for the last one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. D20 and d4. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
I believe.
Oh, 5.
5. I mean, it can technically roll lower. I have to roll 3d6.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna roll like.
And
Oh, God.
the game ends
Oh
with a 10 coming from the house, pulls in that money. And
God.
You sit back with the tally of it, I believe. Desmond, how much did you finish on? Sorry?
33.
So
So
technically,
Tack 1.
the kobold, all of the gold gets pushed towards you.
Amazing.
Fuck
You
yeah.
see the 100 from V, the 100 from Desmond, the 100 from the half orc, and your 100 comes back
Let's
to you.
go.
400 gold.
Been a
comes into
pleasure
your
doing
pot.
business with all of you. Fuck yeah.
Half orc sits back. Ugh. Beginner's fucking luck.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'll clean up all the rules of that and turn it into an actual game. I just wanted to see if it would work.
I love it. It's fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, once you get into the flow of it, it should work pretty well. but it's probably as long as poker is, so I'd have to turn it into more of a quick D&D game.
Yeah.
You see the half-orc kind of lean back and goes, all right, you lot load your dice then. Okay. What are you doing around here then?
Well, we are newcomers to Marigold, and currently trying to find ourselves a way into the city in a pretty big line right now out at the gate up north.
Huh. How quickly do you want to get in?
Pretty quickly. I don't think any of us are interested in waiting around weeks for permits to come through at this point.
Okay. You head into the tavern, go up to the barkeep, and say to him you want to join. He kind of eyes you up for a second, nods his head and goes, yeah. Say you want to join the smallest of the tournaments around. If he specifies, say it has to be very small. He'll lead you right down to the right place.
I love Andrasa being like, I want to do not a tournament. And so we pursue a different lead, and it's a different, still tournament.
Even smaller tournament.
An even smaller tournament, dude.
So good.
He,
Very small.
he looks through and goes, once you're down there, you could probably seek out someone to help expedite things. Now, if you were to wet my whistle, I could tell you exactly who. Memory's a little fuzzy.
What does that mean?
What does wetting
Means he
whistle?
wants me to pay him.
You pay.
Oh,
What
Yeah.
a
More
way
information.
to
There
say
you go.
that.
I happen to be quite rich now.
Incredible.
Nice.
Puts feet up on table. How much do you want?
How much information do you want?
You said you were gonna tell us a dude's name.
I can tell you a name. I can tell you not what to say. I can tell you who they're part of.
Oh, this is confusing. Carlisle, you keep talking. I don't know what's going on.
Well, how about we take name and what not to say to the person?
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like my buy-in back.
What was a buy-in?
100 gold.
100 gold.
Oh, God, you're gonna make me. Oh, okay.
Technically, you haven't
One.
lost anything.
And we did win
Three.
another amount on top of that.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, you could help, you know? I don't gotta be doing this
Just
by
pass
myself.
my bag back. My bag had the 100 in it, okay?
Oh! You just go sit over there and watch me struggle. Here you go. Throws it back.
When you go downstairs, you're going to be seeking out a Leonin, a lion fellow. His name's Garen the Half-Mane. Walk up to the doors there. He'll be behind his guards and whatnot. You don't have to join in the fighting down there, but it might win him some favour. But say you're willing to do a favour for the Soloyan.
Oh. Okay.
Now, if you do him a favour, I'm sure he'll get you in.
I will,
And what you don't
appreciate
say-
the information. Oops, sorry, go on.
Is you don't say anything about the City Watch. You don't say anything about the Peck, the Hillies. And he kind of
The
looks over
Hillies.
at Morgaine. And I'll try not to mention the fact you've got knights with you unless you're willing to show off that you're not exactly chivalrous. It's high tension right there. Even in Little Petal, it's been leaking out of the city, but shit has been going down.
Mm.
Basically, don't make yourself look like you're working for the City Watch or the enemy.
All right.
All right. He sits back in his chair. Maybe we'll play for a couple hundred gold next time. Nah.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. You can go now.
Oh yeah,
Money in the
Carlisle's
bag.
already, like standing
Get
up.
up, yeah. He'd be staring at the kobold and just waiting.
Hops down from the stool. Pleasure doing business with you, bud.
And sends you on your way. So you know about the tavern and what to ask. We'll take a break there because we'll just play it for quite a while, and it's probably a good time for a quick 5-minute break. So
Yes,
you can
please.
get drinks, refresh, use a loo, etc. And we'll be back in 5 for the last portion of this episode. Okay. See you
All
soon.
right.
right, chat. Just giving them a chance to get back. Apologies to you guys if the card game was hard to follow, by the way. I'm going to try and clean it up. Also, thank you so much, David on Street, Utmost Toast, Blue Giant for those subs, those resubs. I appreciate it. Pre-rolls are off already for another hour. Poketex Totem, yeah. I was trying to base off of that meets Liar's Dice. Okay, I think everyone's back. Let's bring this down. Bring the music back up. Hello, hello, hello.
There it is.
Hey, King.
Okay. Hello to you. Let us come back into things. So, apologies to you guys as well who didn't join in the card game. I can't imagine it'd be super fun to sit on the sideway. But I appreciate you putting up with it. Let us do... So, you would slip away towards the tavern. And you'd see the sign hanging low. And the interior of the tavern is kind of quieter when you get in there. It's definitely a less comfortable feel. You can hear the creaking of the boards. The door is kind of like slightly hanging off its hinges, or at least loosened on them. You can hear the creaking of it where it's not been oiled on the hinges. The floorboards creak as well, and it's dimly lit by several candles. No fireplace. A little bit of a cold feel to it. Very grey on the inside. And it looks like a bigger building from the outside than it is on the in. You can see a couple of tables have people around it, like drinking and eating from like a dark broth, kind of drinking very dark ale that's equally as dark as the food. Most people have their kind of hoods up, or at least if they are from the area, they're kind of over to themselves and they're talking a little bit dirty, a little bit kind of definitely locals. No merchants, no one coming in here to spend a lot of coin. And the innkeep seems to have been off his feet for a while. You can see that the innkeep behind the bar has their feet up against the bar right now and is kind of just reading through this little book. Very kind of small glasses hanging off of their nose. They're kind of reading down onto them. One of them's got like a crack through, and the glasses frames look a little bit rusted. But you'd see the person behind the bar looks a little different. They've got scales down their dwarven body and down their face and eyes, and you can see these like draconic looking eyes, and kind of their chin comes round, and where the beard puffs out, you can also see scales pushing out, almost like rigid, like the back of a stegosaurus kind of coming out all the way around. A half dragonborn, half dwarf rests reading behind the bar, this kind of old musty tome. Eyes go up as he sees you lot, and kind of looks back down at the book, expecting you to leave.
Carlisle will walk up to the counter.
Hey there. We're looking for the smallest tournament around.
Looks up at you. Oi. The tournament with the small. You're one town over me.
A very small tournament.
You eyes your group. Takes the glass off, puts his feet down. Kind of puts the glasses into the book to kind of hold where his pages, and puts it to the side and leans up on his stool and just stands. And kind of almost like widens his shoulders to kind of look a little bit more intimidating. He's about tall for a dwarf, like close to 6 foot. but wider and definitely broad. His arms are thick like tree trunks. He leans on and goes, "Aye." You City Watch fellows are really trying hard now, aren't you?
I think if I was City Watch, I'd be dressed like this.
Aye, that's
I'd be
what I
able to
think you're
find
trying
something a
hard.
little bit less conspicuous to wear.
Roll a persuasion check.
As a 15, I'm gonna use Fortune of the Many to make it 8.
Okay. He nods his head. All right. Picks up his glasses again, puts them to his nose. Picks up his book, looks at it. Takes a second to finish the chapter he was on. Closes the book, puts it down, takes the glasses off.
Understandable.
Follow me. And he walks to the side of him, and he opens up the door, and you can see where all of like the kegs and the barrels are stored, and kind of a storage room. And he walks over to one of the kegs, lifts it off the wall. As you see him pull it back, you can see behind it is a hidden door. Puts it to the side, puts another one to the side, opens up the door and kind of pushes it open, steps around to the side away from you guys, and goes, "Down there.
Thank you.
Try not to do anything funny. Aye."
Yeah, wasn't planning on doing anything funny.
Kind of watches as you go down.
Is Dak still bin? Because
Yeah, I think Carlisle would look at Bin if Bin is still there.
No, you know what's great is I was muted, and the second you said don't do anything funny, I went, "I'm always funny," and
that is funny, so it's true.
So we'll pretend somebody noticed that I was about to say some stupid shit and put their hand over my mouth.
Amazing.
You will go down.
Yeah.
What are we getting ourselves into?
You hear the door close behind you and the two kegs come on top. And you wander down into the lower parts, which is where the full tavern really is. You can see many more tables now filled with people, a good like 60 or 70 people in total down here. There's an extra bar where people are serving drinks, which you can see kind of almost is directly under the bar above, and it all kind of comes down, pipes down from the top bar. So it's almost like it's being poured from the top, coming down to this one, and he just fills the drinks off of these kind of pipes from there. You can see people kind of, you see back rooms with guards on them. A couple of them have like an orc and a goblin stand in front of one of them. And in that one, you can see this Leonin with a burnt kind of face on his one side, where kind of the flesh is like scalded in, causing his mane to be cut in half. Hence the name. You can see kind of portions of his face that have almost melted off and kind of merged in with the fur. And he sat there playing kind of a game of dice himself, almost like a game of cards himself, almost like a solitaire, in this small little booth. Beside him, two women, one human and one dwarf woman, who are both kind of just like talking to him, drinking their drinks, and he's just kind of talking under his breath to both of those. Also in the room, you would see noticeable, off to one side, having a drink between the two of them. You guys would notice, but Morgaine wouldn't. One of them at the table is wearing a cloak, and it has the symbol that of the Vault Wardens, and is sat there discussing, talking with something at their table. It's an Aarakocra and a half-elf woman who are talking to each other, off on their own side table. Other than that, you have these kind of like discussions going on around the area, and then dug into the ground and like almost like literally dug in, like there's this almost like a large grave or sand pit designed as a fight club a little further into the tavern itself, and you can see people kind of gathered around it, calling, shouting for coins to be spent, and that's where most of the noise comes from down here. Is everyone betting and arguing there? But otherwise, yeah, the tables are filled with people drinking ale and talking.
Which are the two people that one of them has the Vault Warden symbol on their cloak? Which one is it? The Aarakocra or the?
It's the elf. The Aarakocra does not have a cloak on. It's just kind of wearing the basic chainmail.
Mention that to Morgaine.
Okay.
Yeah, but be careful. You can't trust the fuzz.
You're also told
Yeah.
not to bring up knights at all down here.
Right.
Remember that.
Ben, between you and me,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be very good at talking if we're really going to be getting much farther with that Garen fella over there. And while I do quite enjoy Ben,
Yeah.
do you think maybe Tack could come on back out now for...
Oh, yeah, I got you. Shield me.
Moves cloak.
Like, kind of just like, yeah, just goes like,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll turn back into attack.
Incredible.
Very
Okay.
subtle. No one.
Actually,
knows.
It'll be the like moon, the like slightly different tack.
Yeah.
Why the hell have your cameras just flicked around?
I don't know.
Did they?
It does this every break. It
I
does
also
all-
almost knocked over my
Oh,
coffee.
yeah, it's always
so.
me and
Episode.
Sam that switch.
That's
It's
weird.
only me and Shade. We swap every
It
session.
happens every
Weird.
time.
When we go to break.
So weird.
Weird. What the hell? Okay, I'm
It's
gonna
hilarious.
try. I'm gonna try.
I like it.
Coming in out of the cool.
I like it too.
Yeah, people are gonna get confused otherwise. 2 secs.
Tube comments will just be like,
Okay.
that's wrong.
Him, dude, that's not
wrong.
them. That's not their character.
That's on them. I hate them.
Fix
Why
it.
do you do that?
Shame.
So yeah,
I
you
would
would.
fix on its own.
I'd restart the call. Oh, I'd rejoined it. Because it's from my end, I think.
Blame Joe.
So yeah, you would see the kind of Leonian off in his side room. You'd see people betting over at the fights in the fighting pit. You would see behind the bar is a very kind of like skinny, tall frame, white-haired individual who's kind of serving the drinks that are being poured from up top. And you'd also see the Vault Warden and accomplice over to the side. It's up to you where you want to go.
Sorry, what do we need to ask him about?
we need to
well,
tell the Leonin, right? We want
Yeah,
to.
that Garen.
do a
fellow.
favor.
Yeah, probably that's Garen.
Right. We're going to do a
tell
favor
them
for
that
the
we're going to do a favor
Solian.
for the Soliad. They may get us away into the city a little bit faster than getting permits the above board way.
Don't
I see.
mention the peck.
Yeah,
Don't
don't say
mention
anything
the
about the City
Hillies.
Watch, the Pack, the Hillies,
Knights.
or Knights in general.
Right.
We've probably
Okay.
reached a point where I'm no longer the right person to be handling conversations.
So, so Morgaine, do you want to talk to the Vault Warden cloak people?
My order's quite large, and I'm sure if they recognize me, they'll approach me, but I didn't want to draw any attention to two knights talking in a place where knights aren't to be discussed.
Yes, it's
Makes
rather
sense.
strange, isn't it? All right.
Okay, then I guess we'll approach Garen.
Okay, you see the orc that stood outside, puts his hand up and goes, "Yeah, what you want?"
We're hoping to talk about something with Garen, if possible.
Hey, you and every other person. What's it about?
We'd like to offer a favor.
His head looks up and he's playing his card game on his own, whilst the two girls are kind of fawning over him. Lifts his head. Leave us. You see the girls come out and kind of walk past you. scantily dressed, clearly earning their gold from him. He kind of sends them away and nods his head towards the orc, who steps aside and allows your group to enter. You've got a table, like, it's a wrapped around kind of booth-like chairs there. It's kind of cushioned and a lot more comfortable. Most probably the most comfortable place in this tavern. A wrapped around cushioned area where he sat at the far end. A few chairs. It's only goes back about 6 feet or so. This little kind of inlet, but he allows you to kind of stand around the table. There's a couple of seats on your side outside of the cushioned area as well. Yes. Have a seat if you like.
Acquisite.
He pushes all his
Thank you for
cards together.
speaking with us.
Starts shuffling his cards. And almost does it as like a nervous tick. Or at least a kind of a thing to do with his hands. A favor.
We've heard a favor for the Solian can go far. Maybe far enough to get us into the city.
It could. So, why is it now that 3 Vault Wardens are down here?
We're not associated with any but our companion here.
Well, you see, someone in the town over has loose lips and told me that this is where the other wardens came.
Did they now? Well, they haven't caused any problems for me. I don't imagine you will either.
Nods.
Do you know who I am?
We know your name.
That's enough. Do you know the name Solian?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
I'm saying yes to them. Sorry. Like,
No,
above board, yes, we do.
Okay.
To the group, in
Just quite
case we
quiet.
forgot. Yeah, sorry. I was leaning back.
Do you know the Solian?
So, yes.
So you know that the favor won't be legal. It comes with some aspect of risk.
How much are we able to know? There's less risk with more information, but I understand the sort of favor you might be handing to us is one in which we won't know everything.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. A 19.
Tell me this first. You'd be willing to do something less favorable from the law to get into the city?
Yes.
And I can tell you a fair bit. There is a merchant in Hummingway. I need their goods destroyed.
What sort of goods?
On the front-facing side of it, it looks like he's bringing in smithing tools and things for blacksmiths, but in truth, it's weapons. Armors. Supplies. If you manage to scare him off, get rid of his goods, however else you want to do this, I can get you inside.
You just don't want him operating anymore. You don't care what happens to the weapons or where he winds up.
Well, actually, if you can get the weapons for us, I can get you directly inside. Much easier. If you destroy them, I can tell you another way in.
Hmm.
But I can get you passes if you bring the weapons to me.
Understood. It's good to have options.
It is. Destroy them and I know I'll tell you how to get into the city. Bring them to me, I'll make you passes myself.
All right. Sort of looks to the group.
None.
Carlisle's not alone.
It's a Hadozi, which is an ape person, among like essentially like an ape race. His name is Swach. Loud, colorful fur, and a consistently snakish tongue. He'll have a couple of guards on his goods. They were provided for him. He's currently awaiting for his pass to get in now. You have about a day, maybe two. I estimate he has 30 short swords and spears, shields, chainmail. I need the whole lot destroyed or brought to me. Of course.
May I ask another question?
Yes.
Who are these weapons intended to be for?
Roll a persuasion check.
Hmm. A 14.
I'll guidance that one, make it at least a 15. 1d4.
Okay. 16.
Now, there does come danger with giving you too much information, but...
I want to know who we might run into down there, you understand?
Yes, but I've only just met you.
I have an oath. I'm sure you're aware.
I am. But
So
usually
going to
I'm
leave
on the
a little
receiving end
more
of that oath.
information.
How does your oath play into this?
Well, I need to determine if the man is innocent or not.
And if they are innocent?
Poses more of a problem.
Okay.
Are they?
No.
Then
I
we
mean-
have no problem.
No blood on their hands. But those weapons will bring blood. They are trying to arm the Peck. There is
Do
currently...
we,
Yeah?
above board, do we know who the Peck are?
Yeah,
Or
we
no.
have.
Yeah,
we have,
I don't remember
we
that.
I
Have
don't
a
remember that
pet.
either.
We
Well,
have a
if you-
dude
Yeah.
in a gem, and he's a pack.
Oh,
in an
that's
He
orb.
was
Oh.
being transported
Oh
to
my
the
God.
Solion.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Holy
he was
shit.
like,
Okay.
Oh my god.
Please don't take me to them. Take me to my dudes
Oh my God, what if I
instead.
gave them this dude and got in
Oh.
fast that way? Maybe that's something.
As it so happens.
I just
Yeah.
happens to got this dude.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
Okay. Thank you for the reminder. Okay,
Yeah,
got
I
it.
couldn't remember that either.
The Peck are trying to establish themselves in Manicold. So, you can sleep soundly at night knowing that if you take away weapons for them, you're taking away weapons for killers, cutthroats, thieves.
Hmm.
Where do you consider yourself amongst those types of factions?
I am Sorian.
I do
Oh.
not understand. I am sorry, I am from not this kind of place.
I am on the opposing end of the pack. I represent people who already have an establishment here in the city. The Sorian. We run Marigold. Now, problem is, the City Watch have been, along with those Luxian priests, a little overbearing on us recently in Little Petal. So it makes it very difficult for us to leave and do this ourselves. Besides, no doubt the Peck have every single one of us named and described to their guards. But an outsourced group like yourselves, you might be able to get close enough, you might even be able to do it without any bloodshed.
And we have 2 days, you said.
Max.
1, maybe 2.
He's getting through the last processes of his card now. Extradited.
Hmm. Well, no time to waste then. Is there anything else we need to know?
Nothing for this job.
Hmm.
But if you are interested in more work, you do good here. I can put you in contact with my people inside the city. And Vault Warden. I'm assuming you won't tell me, but why are you here?
Passing through.
Your friend said the same thing. Very well. He starts dealing out his own cards again.
Thank you for your time. Attack will stand.
Yep.
He doesn't respond. Just continues his game.
Yeah. We'll head out then, yeah?
Okay. When you slip outside of that area, you would see across from you, the Aarakocra is like pointing towards your group, and then the Vault Warden, the other one, is kind of turned and looking over towards your group. And then stands up and walks over once you kind of get a little bit of distance. Looks towards you, Sam Morgan, looks across your group in general and says, kind of bows their head. Sir Morgaine, I'm not sure if you are aware who I am. I'm lower rank in order than you.
Would I? Let me roll.
Yeah, roll to see.
Slash me rolls.
Let's see if you pay attention to the lower ranks.
Oh,
It all comes back to classism. Dodger was right.
So,
No.
episode.
You don't know them?
No.
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 I was recently appointed knight. I am Sir Valesia.
Pleasure. Sir Valesia?
It is all mine. Over there is my squire. Their name is Terrikin.
She'll like nod vaguely over his shoulder in a direction.
She nods her head and goes, were you sent by the auditor here as well?
No, I'm afraid not.
We have found it difficult to find our way inside the city. Rumors spread about what has happened. She kind of looks across all of your group to see if she needs to be quiet.
They are apprised of my charge.
Rumor has already spread about the Dreadfort being compromised. And I fear that our name has not the respect it used to. The city does not let us pass unless we garner a pass the same way any other knight or visitor would. And we are currently on the waiting list and have been for days. We came here pursuing someone. We were sent after a name to look into something, a man named Chaos. And we believe that he passed through here. Unfortunately, we were also given another charge, and I fear that if we might not get into the city before you. I don't
Well, upon my return, I shall either have means to enter, or the knowledge with which of how to enter.
Okay, I will share with you my note that I was given from our chapter. And perhaps, if you do get inside before we can, if you do have the opportunity to look into it, I fear that we might be too late otherwise. She passes you a sealed letter. May I ask something? It might, and feel free to shut it down if it is too bold.
Of course.
There have been word before we set out that we've already lost several of our knights to the pursuit of these captives. Is it as bad as they say?
Yes. I lost Lord Kithic some time ago.
News of his death wasn't aware to me. I'm sorry. He was an inspiration to us newly trainees.
Such is our duty.
Such is our duty. She kind of like collects herself. As our oath befits. I will not disturb you any longer, you or your accomplices. She bows her head. And
I should return here soon, should you wish to remain.
We found this is the place with the least questions for us. Thank you. And wanders back to the table and, like, in hushed tone, is kind of like nodding towards the helicopter, leaving you with the letter. You can also see they probably
Morgan will turn to the group and like hold the letter out.
He probably wasn't aware.
Yeah, Tack will take it. Do you want me to read it to you here, or okay? Puts in bag.
Okay. Yeah, you put that away in your bag. Where do you head to?
We should have a little powwow to discuss what we're doing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's powwow right now.
I guess we could go back to
In the tavern.
No,
Let's check out another tavern. There's so many here.
Do we want to stay in Little Petal and have a chat? Do we want to get out of Little Petal?
Let's get out a little Petal.
Go back to Hummingway.
I had enough of Little Petal.
Yeah.
Places.
Didn't even get stabbed, dude. 0 out of
Get
10.
stabbed.
Yeah.
Both my kidneys.
Okay,
Way
well,
less nasty than I thought it would be.
what was the Thorn district?
Thorn District itself is inside the city.
Oh, right. Okay.
But
I think we have to keep going around like that way then. Like
if you want to go around all the way around there, you can get to Rose Crown on the northern side, which is the kind of smallest, like warehouse and quietest section.
Okay. So we're currently in Little Petal. We've got the stem here. Have we been to the painted alleys?
we came
That's inside
into
the
the
city.
seed.
Oh my
So-
god.
Yeah,
It's so hard for me to tell.
It's you look for the outer wall
So
on the map. That's the outer. That's the wall.
Fieldside would be
Anything-
like
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
next
see.
one.
Yeah. So you guys have done this. You've gone Hemingway. I'll show you the chat as well because you guys probably don't see this too often. You guys have done. You've gone to Hemingway. You've gone to the Seed. That's where the tournaments were. You've gone to Little
Right.
Petal. You haven't gone to Fieldside, the Outer Mirror District, which comes out of the that section, Buzztown or Rose Crown. Those are the other outer towns.
Okay. I misunderstood how this map worked. Okay. Well, let's just keep moseying that way, right? Let's see what Fieldside is.
Sure.
Might as well.
Yeah, you can start kind of going around, heading around toward Fieldside, and slipping away from Little Petal. You can already see where once you get up the hill again, you get back to the fields and all of the different kind of buildings and whatnot. They're being placed on there like farmers and barns and all livestock and flowers and trees being grown out there, and you'd be able to follow kind of a small pathway to lead you over towards the side of Fieldside. Fieldside town is on the larger end of the ones out there, but it stretches mostly along the road for quite a while. You realize this is kind of the probably the closest place for the farmers and any kind of massive supply routes into the city, away from any mercantile section of it. So wagons of grain and everything goes into the city through here, or wagons of supplies. But it also is a section where non-melee and kind of tournaments take place. Archery tournaments, running, that kind of thing. Anything that's a bit more Olympian styled tournaments take place here. You can see people are kind of into all sorts of challenges here. There's all sorts of kind of betting and gambling going on, but it's mostly just kind of this place where people go to challenge one another in terms of like, yeah, as I said, like the Olympics. So various tournaments are going on. You can see them kind of set up. You can see the archery ranges and people just going between each one. You can kind of just go and join them at any point. Notable places here, you can see there's a full stables, quite a large one, for you to buy all sorts of mounts if you ever were willing. There's a general store. You've got an inn named the Fire and the Clay, which is kind of a very kind of it's shaped almost like a giant hearth itself, and has a huge chimney that kind of pumps out constant smoke. But events going on here, yeah. There's a festival going on at the moment, which you can see all people are kind of partying and dancing and playing music around, along with all of the competitors, kind of moving between each of the fields and joining in. So yeah, it's a place of tournaments away from your standard arena.
Yeah, let's see what the inn is like, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Huh?
You can go inside the Fire and the Clay. On the inside, you can see rounded building, very kind of like almost like a converted mill, and it's been built onto it as well. This huge chimney in the section in the middle that goes up and through the center of the whole room, and you can see this big fireplace, like a rounded fireplace, that seems to constantly be stocked with different fires and different kind of kindlings just kind of put onto there constantly. The bar itself wraps around the fireplace, so you can see that the people at the bar are kind of wearing very light clothing, as they're always constantly surrounded by it. But it kind of emanates the heat around the entire room. You see tables that are like lined next to big glass windows, quite Gothic-styled windows that kind of go all the way from like the bottom to the top of like the rafters and the roofing. It seems like a very quaint but kind of open place, almost like a medieval version of like a golf club's inn. It's kind of got this beautiful overview of the different competitive fields outside. So some people are kind of sat at the tables watching archery going on, watching racing going on, watching kind of these horse, almost like dressage going on outside as well. The owner, or at least the person who's going around serving the most drinks and kind of giving out orders to some of the waiting staff in this inn, is a young boy of like 13, 14 maybe. And you can see there's a staircase that is at the back and it kind of leads up to all these rooms that are kind of built around this central fireplace and kind of rooms that are jutting off in the center. But yeah, it's kind of just an open, very kind of bright and well decorated inn.
Sick. Is it busy in there right now?
I would say at this time of day, probably because you're about midday now, maybe a little bit later. Sort of. If people come in and they get food, and a lot of them actually go and sit outside, it seems to be kind of a place where like people are coming in, ordering drinks, sitting at their tables to watch outside. It's less so a couple of competitors and whatnot in here who are sat down having meals together, but it's not necessarily busy on the inside. It's more busy with how many customers they get in and out.
People coming in and out. Yeah. Okay.
So you can find a quiet section in here.
Yeah, let's find a quiet table away from people. And
when you go over to like the end where it's a bit quieter, away from all the windows, you can definitely find like a quaint little corner, a little cooler down here as well. You'd see the young man kind of steps over towards all of you, and kind of folds his arms behind his back, almost like he's been kind of taught how to be his best service as possible, and kind of looks to all you guys. Can I get you drinks or anything?
An ale for me, please.
Okay.
Yeah, ale over here as well.
Okay. Yeah. If you all want
Red wine, dear.
Red wine. Okay.
Do you have anything without alcohol in it?
Of course. We have different waters, flavored in different ways, and we've
Citrus water.
yeah, we have some lemon water.
I will have this.
Okay. Look towards you, Morgan.
Anything will do.
I just bring a lot of ales over. And he looks towards you, Desmond, and goes, we have some automatons been brought in here before. We have some oils if you would like those.
Actually, that would help a lot. I appreciate
Yay!
it.
And he goes off and starts like gathering behind the bar and gets a few things. Gets your drinks, brings them over, brings you over. The way they're kind of like oils put on is almost like a little spray can and kind of put down next to you.
Got WD-40.
Yeah, it's almost like a little WD-40 for you. And then knock off like 6 silver.
Tack will pull out the letter and sort of like close to themselves so somebody couldn't really read it over their shoulder. They'll try to read it.
Okay.
Read it to themselves first to see if it's something that should be read out loud.
I will send it to you first then.
Okay.
You should see it right at the top.
Yes.
I'm just going to send you something as well, Sam.
Good.
Hmm. Yeah. I'll say to Morgan, I think it's most likely in some kind of code, which I suppose makes sense. Do you want me to read it? your letter. Sorry, it didn't specify.
Oh, yes. Sorry. The idea that Kios is here is somewhat distracting.
We can read this later. I don't know how pertinent it is.
No, read it.
Okay. Dear my love, 3 moons have gone by since we last spoke. So much has happened at the shop. I've been selling this season's fruit, but disappearances have occurred. Thieves in the bloody streets, but what should I expect when the guard is so busy with letting people in and out of the gates? Nobles are being less than enthusiastic about helping the market situation. We're going to have to end up killed or kidnapped before they take notice. It worries me every day that I will miss a thief rummaging in my purse, so maybe I'll seek the contact of a bodyguard. Something cheap, though. I've heard that in Mirror District, they have none of these problems. If I ever have enough money, we're moving there. I miss you. Every time I go to rest, I leave a rose on your side of the bed. Ever the romantic. Today has tired me. They filled the courtyard of the eastern stem with foods I'd never even heard of. Maybe as the signs of summer fades under the embrace of autumn, I'll start to venture out a bit more. I spend most days sitting by the fountain and reading old letters from you. I hope to hear from you soon. I'll pay the courier extra, so hopefully they'll leave a lot sooner. Send a letter in return. Yours, Esme. After reading that, Tack will say, there are a lot of words beginning with capitals that don't need to be beginning that way.
Oof, I hate that.
Look for a number.
No, I think it's on purpose in
No, I know,
Dressa.
I still hate it.
Look for a number.
Yes, somewhere near the front. The start of the letter.
3 moons have gone by is the way the letter starts. The capital words are 3 disappearances have occurred. Nobles are being killed or kidnapped. Seek the contact in Mirror District.
No,
Leave.
specifically, just the words with a capital letter.
Right. Leave a rose. Courtyard of the summer fades under the fountain. And they'll leave a letter in return.
That's the message.
I'll write it out separately.
You have all your drinks served to you. They kind of pull you over to the side of the table. You're just outside the window. You can see there's kind of a fawn dressage going on just past the windows closest to you, and you can see people are showing off their mounts in the area. You can see they have a wide range of options around here. It seems like a stables are showing off in case you're interested in buying mounts. You can see they've got horses. They put those away before they bring out wolves, these kind of larger, closer to dire wolves, boars and badgers, giant, all of them, enough to kind of hold a person or 2 on the back. And you can see they're showing them off, and kind of people are bidding and buying different mounts. In case some mounts or anything you want to look into.
Badgers?
You can ride giant badgers. Domesticated.
BRB. Getting a giant badger.
So, with...
I
got
posted it.
Okay. So I'll read it out again just for those who might not have heard it all in succession. 3 disappearances have occurred. Nobles are being killed or kidnapped. Seek the contact in Mirror District. Leave a rose. Courtyard of the summer fades under the fountain, and you leave a letter in return.
Huck will fold up the letter and put it back in the bag.
Okay.
Well, seems like there's not much we can do with that until we're in the city either.
Hmm. I suppose that's why this other knight seemed so desperate for a way in.
We could try, I suppose, the outer bit of the Mirror District, right? But I would assume I would assume the courtyard you need to find is actually inside the city, so...
Hmm.
They
Otherwise...
mentioned they were unable to complete their charge, so it must be inside.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then let's focus on this, I guess we could call it opportunity to get in. I think
Does
we're
seem
all
like the
probably...
fastest way in is little Petal.
Yes. I assume we all agree that we should not give this man the weapons.
I think we have an opportunity to hire a smith for our bastion. Convince him to leave, work somewhere else.
Well, from what I gathered, I'm not entirely sure this person is a smith. They are just a peddler of those items from other places.
I suppose we'll have to meet him.
Right, either way, we need to go back to Hummingway and see what he's all about, right?
Hmm.
But we do not want to give these weapons to this Solayan, correct?
But we do not know.
I think, when we discussed them previously, right, the Solian and the Peck, we had decided at the time that perhaps we didn't want to involve ourselves in either criminal organization, right? Don't know that that has necessarily changed for us, although if it has, we should probably talk about it.
I suppose in this situation, we're being given an opportunity to remove some weapons from budding confrontation between two crime syndicates, which is a positive. And given the option to then relocate them, just where do we relocate them? Who winds up with them? The guard?
What if... I wonder how good they are. Just what if we gave some to the guard and, as Desmond suggested, what if we keep some for ourselves? Don't we have a mercenary sort of... I didn't set it up. Whoever set that up, right? We've got a little thing up and people come and we hire them. Is that how it works? I don't know.
We do have a barracks, yes.
Right, whatever they're called. Do those people, do they come with their own weapons? Do we need to give them things? I don't know.
It would be nice if we provided them with some, yes.
Right, so maybe we keep them, or keep some of them. If they're good.
There's still quite a lot of, from what they described, this isn't exactly an amount of items that you pick up and carry it.
Sure, what did they say? 30 short swords, spears, shields, other bits.
This would be something that we may need.
Chainmail, I think.
Some kind of cart or something to move.
Oh, a horse and a cart. Sorry, got excited.
Yeah.
We really should have bought that regular bag of holding too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, moving that kind of amount of product is going to be a little difficult, especially quietly, if we're not trying to cause a scene.
I guess we could go back and get the
Someone
bag.
here might have a bag if Vanderval was unable to leave the city with his.
He brought his whole shop, right?
Yeah,
Like it was a
he
thing.
did. Yeah, he just
Great.
and took it all.
Yeah, let's just walk back and get it from him then.
All right.
It's only an hour's walk. We've walked triple that already today.
Be aware that we have a limited window
Mm.
to complete this job.
Yeah, I do think the fastest way to get the weapons stored and out, it would be through that bag. So this is a good call.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to camp.
Back
So-
to camp to get the bag.
Yeah, you leave with your drinks here. You finish up the drinks, head on out, move away from Fieldside and start heading back up towards your camp. Where eventually you'd arrive back up the hills and kind of get toward where everyone's set up. You can see it's a series of tents and everything you described your encampment to be has kind of now fulfilled its area. You can see people living in a good probably a couple 100 feet radius around this area. Kind of guards are starting to come in. People that you're putting in question for the barracks are starting to wander in. And you can see Vandervo's shop is set up there as well. Kind of almost like a centerpiece in the town, the one building. And so you'd be able to head back over towards them. But that's probably where we'll end up tonight, just because otherwise we'll be diving into a whole little mini heist situation at the last portions
Yeah,
of
that's a
the
lot.
stream. I thought I should dive into that next time. But now, with you guys having many options, getting passes made for you by gangs, winning tournaments of a couple different varieties, be it jousting or arena, and maybe some other ways to get in if you so seek or wish. You now do have your methods of getting into the city and seeing what exactly is going on the inside.
Yeah, let's tell Joe one of the towns we plan to go to next week and then just change our minds.
Good idea. Good idea.
Lots of
Perfect.
180s.
Joe, I'm
Yeah.
going to go to Buzztown next week.
Buzztown's
Yeah,
a cool.
sounds really good.
I like Buzztown, man. I've already got that place already designed.
That has the
With-
best name out of all of them. Buzztown.
Yeah. I wish you didn't put that one so far away.
I'm sorry, yeah, Buzztown's.
We'll
far.
leave through Buzztown on our way out.
Yeah,
There you go.
Mhm.
Go out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You see
If
what's
we
going
live.
down on Buzztown. True. Maybe you don't ever make it out of the city. It's true.
True.
All right. Well, we'll finish up there for the night, and we'll be back next time. Let's go ahead and do some shout outs to each person here. Let's start with OG. Go around this way instead.
Hi. Gee. Sometimes I stream, sometimes I talk shit on Twitter. Most of the time I'm currently spending is trying to stay away from the very sharp teeth of my puppy. So that's really what I do mostly. I'm getting pretty good at it, but I wasn't super good at it. You can't really tell because of the exposure, but put a giant hole in my
All right,
hand and it hurt
Casper.
a lot. I know, right?
Chill.
I actually am this color, Ira. It's not that far off, honestly. I can blame the sun right there, but that's not true. It's me.
It's true. Shane.
Hi, I'm Shane. I stream 5 days every week in the morning now.
Morning, boy.
I'm playing 7 Days to Die again because a mod that I play added a new difficulty above Insane called Hell on Earth, and
Oh my god.
I'm
Wait, which
loving
mod?
it.
Such a masochist.
Darkness Falls.
Dinosaurs added a new difficulty.
Yeah. There's a lot of new
That
shit.
shit
from
was
there.
already. That
It's
shit
already
was
crazy hard.
Dude, what the
Yeah.
hell?
When we
Fucking
played, we weren't
way.
even on the hardest difficulty. We were like 2 notches down.
Dude, there's just no fucking shot.
It's so much fun. though.
Psychotic.
You're
They
so-
got rid of parkour jumping, so you can't even do that anymore on Hell on Earth.
It's like the way that you
Wait, they
play that
literally got
game
rid of the
versus
puck?
me, dude.
No, it's
I'll,
there.
like,
You just can't
I'll
jump high
turn
with
on
it.
your fucking stream and I'll see you in like this nasty fucking like tower levitating 10 feet off the ground somehow, and you'd be like, "This is optimal. I don't. This is 20 minutes walk away from my
I need
base. It's
this.
the only way to play." Okay.
Oh dear. Bree.
Hello, I'm Brie Bun, variety streamer, playing Fallout New Vegas, my first Fallout game ever for the first time. It's been fun. That's it. That's all I got going on.
That's good. It's a really good game.
I hear that's everybody's fave. So
Yeah,
That's what I
everyone's been
heard too. It is really fucking good.
Mhm.
Like I think I have 30 or 40 hours now so far, and it's
Oh,
really
damn.
good.
Nice. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Tomato.
I just don't have it in me today, man. I know a lot of the time I'm bringing out a lot of stuff.
This is
Yeah,
usually
we
the
tried,
highest point
we
of the
tried-
stream.
We tried so hard to beat EDF today. There's
Oh, no.
150
You still haven't?
missions.
Oh
We
no.
got to 148 and ran out of time.
Shut up.
Oh.
So close. Stop.
So
At,
it makes-
like,
makes me
146,
fucking
they
brutal,
added like a
man.
bunch
That's
of
brutal.
secret side missions that they
Yeah.
forced us to do.
You have to
Oh
like
my
find the right one to
God.
We're
beat.
never gonna make it.
Gross.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, so what, you have to start over from the beginning if you
Not
lose.
over.
No,
There's
we
like
just-
10
we
missions
thought we
that
would
are.
finish today,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they were
different.
like secret mission. I just
So now
kept.
we've got like 20 minutes of it to do.
We've got like 20
And then you
minutes
guys
left.
have to
It's gonna be
say
an
us
awkward last
next
session.
time. Yeah, yeah.
God, dude.
Oh, that's awkward. Sorry. My bad, guys. Dodger. Oh, sorry, Sam. I missed Sam.
I was gonna be like, I love that you were gonna skip over Sam because you know he's gonna be like, I'm Sam.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
True.
He said more words through Tomato's one than he was going to say for his own.
That's true.
Fair.
I'm playing XCOM this week and some Zomboid.
Sweet.
Project Zomboid.
Yeah.
Maybe some
Zombie.
other stuff.
Good stuff. Dodger.
What's up?
Hi, I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything. I'm becoming a mushroom this week. I'm starting my VTuber life,
Ooh.
which is wild. So I'm excited about that. Tomorrow we're doing like a final setup stream and making sure I got all my memes in order, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the game that I've been playing is Harold Halibut, and it's fucking awesome.
It's good.
I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. I thought it was going to be a really slow game, but it's actually pretty tight. So I'm excited to finish that up. And yeah, that's me.
Sweet. And then there's a Patreon if you want to look behind the scenes, see behind it. I'll have the rules for this little game we played today up there real soon. Other than that, Zomboid this week is my plan, like Sam said. Mixed in with some other games. I don't really know what yet. Maybe Fallout as well, because I've been doing Fallout 3 in New Vegas. Other than that, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you on the next episode for episode 26 as they try and make their way into the city. We'll see you guys then. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.